Why the fuck do you have a belly button piercing? That's kind of gay.
It's very rare that you find a girl who's like wanting to go out there and like pursue business if it's not OnlyFans. What's your number one turn off in a girl?
Number one?
She smokes nicotine. I don't know how the best way to describe it is, but like I feel like these girls nowadays are too LA for me. This guy would pop up in my life.
Every now and then, bro, honestly.
Yeah. You might be my boyfriend at this point. My two biggest fuck ups in terms of business. One, what would you feel like you struggle with the most? Like what is your biggest like sin you fall if you want to get vulnerable? What is up, guys? JT back here again on another episode. I think this is episode 8 of What's Pumpin'. We got a very special guest today. One of my childhood homies. This is my boy.
What's up? I'm Nathan. 21 years old from the Valley, El Centro, California.
Where do you live now? Tell him.
Dude, I'm living in Carlsbad now. Big change from the Valley, but I've been loving it. Been going to school at Miracosta. So it's a community college. Bounced around a little bit though, so.
Yeah, we can get into that later. What are you studying right now currently? Like, what are you trying to get into? What is your passion? Where are you in life right now? Because for those of you who don't know, like this guy, he just hits me up. I want to say like a week or two ago. I've actually been in contact for like a while now. Maybe like since the beginning of this year, I kind of want to say.
Yeah, like
and
mostly.
We haven't really chatted in years, honestly. Like I said, we both grew up in the same hometown, the Valley. I grew up in Calexico, he grew up in El Centro, and we played sports together against each other. Just kind of jokes, cause dude, I mean, we were never really like that close, but
it was just like a meme. I don't really know how to explain it. Like
yeah.
I'd see you all the time. Like I'd play you in sports, we train together, but like we had like, I don't know, an interesting like friendship. Like it was just an interesting dynamic, honestly.
It was just troll. Like, I mean, this guy probably knows too. Like we were both, I don't know if I would consider myself, I wouldn't say a class clown, but like probably like a clown with the homies. So definitely like he can tap into, he's seen me be this character. Like people like to say that I'm a character, but a lot of people like addressing those character allegations, like this is actually how I am. It's just that I'm putting it on social media now and I'm being myself. I'm not putting up a front. I'm not putting up a persona of just for clicks, just for views. This is actually who I am, and like these two homies can attest to it. So
Easily.
Yeah. So going based off of that, Nathan, like, dude, how'd you move out the Valley? Because this guy moved out the Valley before I moved to San Diego.
Yeah. Honestly, we left at like the same time, which is weird because like you left just before COVID. I left like the summer of COVID. So it was like a kind of similar point, I would say, like maybe in our lives. But we had a condo in Chula Vista for a while. It was like always in the books. And then my family just got together and we were like, honestly, like let's just make it happen now. Moved out there. And then Nico would spend a bunch of time in Chula Vista. I know you moved to like Otay. So we were always like kind of in the same area, which was interesting. But yeah, bro, it was a blessing, honestly. Like the Valley was like it suited me well while I was there, but I would say like it definitely wasn't like end game.
You do definitely need to get out the Valley because the best way you can describe it is kind of like it's a bubble. Like there's just no opportunity. There's a lot of great people, and like that's kind of like why I want to do what I want to do, and like why I like thank God for this opportunity that I was given. It's because I want to help people, whether it be through my career or like my platform, where I want to get people out of the Valley because I know there's a lot of talent there, talented athletes, a lot of smart people. They're just a lot of hardworking people. I feel like you get that a lot because there's a lot of Mexicans or like, I want to say minorities, but like there's just a lot of people out there who need to be discovered, and like I kind of want to pave that path for them. But I mean, definitely like can't waste this opportunity of living in the Valley because like I said, I would not be here at Irvine if it wasn't for me living in the Valley because I would have still been in San Diego because I did get into school over there in state. But other than that, like, dude, if you don't mind getting into it, like, how'd you like, what's the story behind like leaving the Valley?
Yeah, bro, honestly, I'd love to get into it, but it was weird because I was like, I weirdly didn't want to leave the Valley because that was just like home to me, even though it's like, it's harder to describe what it is to someone who's not from there just because it's like you said, it's just such a bubble, like the middle of the desert. Like no one really like makes it big out of there. Like you'll get a few people every now and then, but like most people just like hustle in their like own kind of like realm there and never really like do anything crazy. But once I got out to San Diego, it was completely different. Like so many more opportunities. Like you're around people who are just like doing the things that you'd like hear people doing like, oh shit, like people are like having like YouTube channels, like podcasts. Like, did you hear like so and so lives here? Like, it's just a whole different world, and it seems like every opportunity just exists there. But it was like, I don't know about you, but like for me, it was like a pretty like easy transition from like going from like small town where like everyone kind of knows everyone, like things spread quickly, to like small fish in a big pond where like, dude, you're just one of like 5 million people or however many people live there, you know? So I don't know, how was that for you, like leaving the valley to like San Diego?
So for me, I would kind of say that it's the same thing. Like, fortunately enough, I remember I was on a vacation, I was in Mexico, and my dad gets a call, and he's like, he got a job, and kind of the same thing was just like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, and like my family kind of needs this right now. So definitely pull trigger at the right opportunity. And fortunately enough, like you said, it's kind of very hard because if you're not from a valley, or like if you're not from a very small like town, everyone knows everyone. It's just like, if you think the world out here is a small world, because like you'll get bits and pieces of like, oh, okay, like so-and-so, this person moved here to San Diego, this person, oh, he goes to my college, but he's also from the same hometown. You'll get little bits and pieces of that, but like the valley is, I grew up, like you guys know Abraham, I grew up same elementary school, same high school, sports, Pop Warner, Little League, baseball, same like Synergy, which was like a fitness little group. I went to Synergy with this guy, so like
since like 7th grade we've been working out. It's just like same sports teams, like you're saying, bro. It's just like, you know, the same people, and you kind of grow up with the same crowd. You see where everyone kind of ends up. But yeah, bro, I would have to agree with that. It's very like, it's so hard to explain. But once you make it out, you see the whole different world that's kind of out there, which is great.
Yeah, like in a way, how I like to describe it is, yeah, when people ask me here, like, where are you from? I don't tell them the valley, I tell them San Diego, because one, it's gonna take a lot of time to explain, yeah, I'm from the valley, I'm from Calexico, where's that? Yeah. Then it leads into another 5-10 minute conversation, just trying to like put a picture on like the map of the place that you grew up in. But yeah, like you just know everyone. It's just, you said, small fish in a big pond.
Yeah, honestly.
Like, I feel like it wasn't until I moved to San Diego where I stepped out of my comfort zone. Like, I remember being so homesick. I don't know about you. When I moved from the valley to San Diego, when I knew high school, nobody knew my name. Like, you know, I didn't know any teachers there. I knew the whole staff because my dad worked for the school district, and like all my best friends, their parents worked for the school district. Somebody was a coach. So like you had your connects. You have to make a name for yourself when you move there. That's why like you get all these like TikToks and reels, like motivational stuff, and they're telling you, oh yeah, like you need to leave your hometown. And I got to experience that at a young age, and I feel like a lot of people are still stuck in that valley mindset. But I want to go back. Yeah, I want to go back and make sure like, no, you're meant for more than that. And that's not to shit on the place. Like, yes, it'll hold a very dear and special place in my heart. Like, I want to give back to it. 100%. But if you have the opportunity to leave and go somewhere, whether it be for college, whether it be because of a job opportunity, and you're gonna have to start from the bottom, no connections. You're gonna have to make a name for yourself. But there's beauty in that come up, right? So it's kind of funny you say that, because the way I describe it to my fraternity brothers here is, I'm here at UCI, right? I'm pretty sure you have seen the stuff I post on social media in regards to kind of like the hate or like all that, like just different type of like, I wouldn't call it slander, but just kind of like jokes or like troll or like, what is this guy really doing with his life? All this kind of type of like talk going around. Yeah. All this talk that's going around or whatnot. It's very similar place from the valley. When people talk shit behind your back, people are gonna backstab you. I've been through all those lessons in the past, unfazed. It's funny now because I'm actually pursuing what I really want in life, whether it be my brand, whether it be my personal brand. A lot of people can look at that and they see like, oh, I have your support, like you're from the valley. And it took me what? I wanna say maybe, when did I leave? Like 2019? It took me like 5 to 6 years to win that crowd over. And now they look up to me, or like, I wouldn't say I'm somebody to look up to. Don't look up to me, but if you do, thank you. I thank you for that. But like, they see the stuff that I'm doing, and they look and reflect back on their lives, and rather than from a place of hate as it would have been, it's kind of like a place out of motivation, right? It takes a while to win them over. And then when I moved to San Diego, my new crowd, my new people, my new homies, my day ones, the people that helped me situate into San Diego and like had a lot of great memories and like my connections there, and that supported me throughout the journey that I've been at so far. They now have my like full support and like dude, like they support in each and every way they can. They're always like in my DMs like asking me questions, and I'm willing to like help them out. And it just takes time to like win those people over. But like when you come here now and like the current present state that I'm at, it's like Irvine, and it's like these people are still in that hating phase where it's like they don't want to see somebody in your place and position doing better than them.
Yeah, you kind of gotta like win them over in a way.
Exactly, yeah, and like that's what I'm here like now pursuing. And whether I win them over or not, I'm pretty sure I still have some haters in the Valley. I'm pretty sure I still have some haters in San Diego. But like you kind of see that transition and that growth of people who were talking on your name, and it transitions into okay, like you know, I actually really do like this guy.
That's how it goes, bro. And I was gonna ask you too, like I don't know about you, but when I kind of left, I got the impression that I was like almost viewed as like sellout. It's like, oh, this guy, like big city, like bro, like come on, like I don't know if that's just me.
You mean like privileged?
Like yes, honestly, like it's just like the mentality there is kind of like it just revolves around the area, I feel. And like once you leave, it's kind of like, oh, like this guy's like he thinks he's like all this and that. He thinks he's hot shot because he like lives in a big city now, which is like that's not what it is. Just like I got the opportunity to do it and I'm gonna take it and like capitalize on that.
100%.
I definitely feel that though, because I feel like that's how it just goes. Like people will see you kind of pursue something new, like with your brand and like just this whole thing you're building now, right? It's like people are like, okay, what is this kid doing? Like this is not like the J. I'm like,
it's not the J. I know it's not the same dread-headed.
Like, you start doing different things and people just like look at you like this guy's like, what is he doing? But then you start to like win and start to like do what like they thought you wouldn't, and it's like, okay, like this guy's doing what he said he would do. So it's like you get that respect and you kind of like win that crowd over, which I feel like is what you were saying, right?
Yeah. So I mean, I've never actually been called like a sellout to my face, but you can kind of get that vibe from people who you're around or like people who like you kind of had conversations with. However, it's kind of interesting you bring that point up because for a while, like even like my closest friends or whatnot, I felt like it wasn't even necessarily like a matter of fact of like this was still in high school, right? When I was going to high school there, they're like, why don't you come visit? Why don't you ever like, you forgot about us? Like you think you're doing better than us? Like I see you over there, like now you're playing for like a D2 school compared to like Calexico's like
D5, bro.
Like D5, D6, like, you know? Yeah. And it's like, no, like if anything, like I'm very fortunate and grateful for this opportunity, but you're forgetting that it's still a huge step. Like I said, like, dude, I was like homesick, bro, like super homesick. Like imagine like the people you grew up with, like the people that were there in your elementary classes, like, you know, even like at the time, I don't know if you were like, maybe you were even talking to some girl at that time and like you had to leave her in the past because my family's like doing this whole new transition and it's like up and leaving. Like people like, they're so easy to quick to judge you, but the fact of the matter is like no big decision in life is gonna be easy. And I mean, it's kind of corny to say, but like you just full sent it. Like, and I full sent it and I was just like, all right, my dad worked like 40 plus years to be able to give his family the opportunity to get out of there, especially because he, you know, like he was born in Mexico and like he came at a very young age, got a citizenship, like did all this stuff, grinded, like ups and downs, so that he can give his kids the opportunity to do better. And I was kind of having this conversation with Ismael, go watch that episode if you haven't already. Like same thing, his family from Mexico, because like I still live in a very like Mexican dominated part of Chula Vista. It's just Chula Vista. This is another border town just in a bigger pond, you know? It could be a lake, whatever you want to call it, East Lake, Otay Lake, whatever. Enough of the corny ass jokes, but no, like you get the point. Like it's still, you just gotta take advantage of the life that you're given. And there's even some people in the Valley who are killing it. Like I don't know if you know a couple people in the Valley that are like killing it, whether it be music, like Eddie Zuko.
Low key, bro.
Eddie Zuko killing it. He like headlined Coachella. There's a couple other people out there too who I do see doing like big things, like whether it be in like the fitness realm or like whether it just be like bro, shout out said bro. I see your business popping off, dude. The taqueria. I don't know. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen that,
bro. But dude, honestly, no, like, but a lot of people are just killing it. It's just like, dude, like.
Even in something like that, because like success isn't necessarily like, bro, you got 500K on Instagram. It could be like, honestly, like I'm devoted to just like being a barber. Let me go like pursue that and like just pursue like whatever it is that's like on your heart, just like to the fullest. Like it doesn't have to be like monetized or whatever, right? It can just be whatever like your definition of success may be. So I completely agree, dude. I just like, I have to agree with you where it's like, I want to like paint the picture of like, just because you're like, you started off somewhere, like you can leave your hometown, you can like just adopt a completely new life. Like your life is yours, like you can do whatever you want with it. But like I love that I feel like we both kind of like adopted a similar mindset. Even Nico, bro. Like we're all up here now and it's a whole different mentality.
And like I'm pretty sure you guys see it, like shit's not as cheap as it is in the valley. Like it is, life's expensive, dude. Like rent's expensive, gas is expensive, like just even food in general, like whatever. They're just like those $5 hangouts where you would just go to the gas station with your boys in the valley and like ride bikes around and like go kick it at like your friend's pour one out. Like, dude, it's so different now. Like, 100%. And it's just you gotta make the best out of your own situation and don't let anyone tell you that you can't overcome your certain circumstances in life. But kind of going off of, I wanna rebuttal this to you. What's your definition of success? Like, what do you want to do in life? Where are you at right now? Because I feel like maybe you guys have seen kind of like where I'm at, but this whole episode is basically kind of like catching up with an old friend of ours and like, dude, I really want to see, because like I see a lot of certain like potential in you guys, like all my friends from the valley, like, because I know you guys are meant for like so much more, and like, dude, like whatever it is in life, like I want to know that you can do it. And like I was in your shoes only a couple of years ago, and like even then it's never too late.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like my definition of success, I'm still figuring it out, honestly. Like I'm 21 years old, like I got hopefully a lot more years to kind of like pursue that, but I guess in my mind it's not really like connected to like a monetary value of like how much money I'm making or like how many followers I have or whatever. Like not that that's like not something that's like worth pursuing. I guess in my mind it's just more of like the life I want to live like on a daily basis. Like, okay, I want to be able to go to a restaurant, take my friends out to eat, not worry about the bill. Like I want to just like never worry about having gas in my car, like have my parents not worry about like money, just like little things like that. I kind of base it off of. I guess like what I'm trying to pursue long term would be more of just like financially like self-sufficient, like owning a business, like owning a brand, like the similar thing that you're doing where you're just like building your brand and kind of like feeding into like your image, like not in a like superficial way, right? But just in like a, like you were saying, like it's just like being a true to yourself kind of like brand. But honestly, long term, like I'm still figuring out exactly what I want to go into. In school, I'm studying art, so honestly, I don't really know what I'm gonna do, like specifically like with an art degree. But I definitely do want to be like a business owner. Hopefully, get into like clothing, like get into like some like realm where I can own equity in a business, not have to work for somebody else. To be honest, besides that, dude, just like physically, like just continuing to be an athlete. I feel like people forget of like just like physical health. Honestly, they put it on the back burner when they're pursuing money and just like a lifestyle, but it's something you can't like short, because if you put it on the back burner for long enough, like you're gonna croak, bro. Like honestly, you're gonna die. But 100%, yeah.
So in terms of like your art degree, like, I mean, honestly, if you don't know what you want to do yet, like the best thing that I can kind of like tell you is, dude, make the most out of your connections. Because before you went to what was it?
I went to Utah first, and that, dude, I will say, like, even
tell me about that.
Yeah, bro. So my first year of college, I was a freshman, went to the University of Utah, immediately joined Greek Life, Sigma Chi, in Hoke. Let's go. But yeah, dude, just through that organization alone, like the connections I was able to make just in that state, and even here in California with people I met, it was just insane. That's something I value, just like getting to know people on a level that's like deeper than the surface, where you're like able to like be comfortable enough to like ask for favors and like go into business with people. I think that's huge. And just building connections, like you're saying, like you don't have to necessarily know exactly where you want to go, but just start building those relationships now. So like when you kind of know where you want to be, you already have that in your back pocket. But
would you say you've met like a couple of like your best friends from there? Like
easily.
Like, really? So you're still in contact with those guys that you met through Sigma Chi?
Yeah, like even though, because a lot of my fraternity brothers and like the guys in my PC are from like the Orange County, like San Diego area already. Okay. So it's like a less than an hour drive to come see people. But I don't know if you can agree, but I feel like people get like, just like kind of like get like weird about it when you say like, oh, like it's a brotherhood that like can last a lifetime. But honestly, it truthfully can. Like in my experience, I don't know about you, but I would say just like the bonds you will make like in a fraternity could potentially like go further than like the 4 years that you're in college or in the Greek life.
Do you think that your best man was in Sigma Chi?
That's such a good question, honestly.
Because I asked myself that too, because I have my day ones from the Valley. I got my best friends in San Diego, and then I got my boys here
Yeah.
through K-Sig. So it's a very interesting dynamic, and like obviously that's a question only time can tell. But from like the looks of it, it's like I was having this conversation with George. Shout out George Wall. We just filmed at Young LA, the Young LA gym over there in where was it, Josiah? Like somewhere in Los Angeles, like Porter Ranch. But that was an experience in itself, and like I'm forever grateful for that. And the only way that I was able to land that is because through a K-Sig Connect, and it's not even through this current chapter here at UC Irvine. It's from a chapter over there at CSU Northridge. Yeah. So, dude, the possibilities are endless. And if you haven't checked out that, I think it was like 6-part series, go check it out. Because me and him talk about like how far you can take Greek Life Connects, and like if you're hesitant, like you're gonna find people, you're gonna find your people that are gonna be able to help mold you into a better man, which is what ultimately I feel like we're all trying to do here is just grow, be a part of something, and like you guys can learn together. Like the one thing people don't want to do in life is be alone. Whether that's why you're feeding for a girlfriend, a significant other, maybe that's why you're rushing a fraternity in the first place, or whether it be your coworkers or you're trying to find a job that you align with the most. It's because you don't want to be alone. So I mean,
what would you, if there was someone listening to this right now, like let's say they're like from the age of like 15 to 20, where you're just really like trying to figure things out, and they're like alone trying to like take a step to like get themselves out there and kind of just start building a life that they want to see themselves have in the future. Like what would you say is like what's a couple like first steps that you could take to build that?
Couple first steps. Okay, so if you're 15 to 20 out there, you're in no rush, man. You see all these guys online and you're gonna compare yourself to them. They're gonna be driving your dream car, they're gonna be having your dream physique, they're gonna be having your dream girls. Like all this stuff is very fabricated, and you don't know their story at the end of the day. And yeah, sure, maybe they've had success at a young age, but I'm in this game for the long run. Like this 2025 is the year I'm gonna be able to look back and be like, I started, you know? I fully committed and gave my heart to this craft, and I'm not gonna look back. 2030 version of me is thanking me, and that 2015, 2019 version of me is thanking me for you're accomplishing everything you said you would. Because when I went to San Diego, I'm like, I didn't play football in the Valley because I was too skinny, and then I worked my ass off. I hit the gym. I played football. Sure, I got injured, but guess what? I overcame it, and I came out with my brand. So redirection, God redirected me in life, and sure enough, you know, committed to school, did what I can, started my own business in high school, got into a top 5 college, Pumpn School of Business, and here I am living my college life, making connections. Now I'm documenting it, and I'm still pursuing my passion, which is Pumpn University. I still want to get into acting later down the road, which is, wait, did you know I was a child actor? I feel like...
Dude, I had no idea. I never even heard you talk, like ever touch on that.
Really?
Like, wait, tell me about that though. I had no clue.
Wait, I'll tell you about that in a minute. I feel like we're sidetracking a little bit, but if you're 15 to 20 out there, dude, honestly, you're in no rush. Stop comparing yourself to others. Get right with God, which is another thing we can tap into later on this episode. Start hitting the gym and surround yourself with great influences, because you are who you surround yourself with. If I've said this before, if you're around 5 druggies, you're gonna be the 6th. If you're around 6 people who are thieves, you're gonna be the 7th. Like, if you're around 8 athletes, and you're gonna be the 9th. Like, you get me? You are who you surround yourself with. Have a good mentor, whether it's your dad, your Theo, your mom, your grandma, whether it be an older cousin. Have somebody that you look up to. Get right with God. Start hitting the gym, and start thinking about what you want to do in life. And you're not gonna have the answer right off the bat. And you know, life may redirect you, but just appreciate the journey, because it's a long one, right? You gotta love the process, and that's the only way you're gonna stick to it. And then at the other end of the tunnel, that's where the light is. So honestly, yeah, and if you can, make some money along the way. Like, learn skills. Learning skills is what's gonna take you far in life. Like, my brother behind the camera, he's filming. He's been filming since, I wanna say, middle school, if not maybe even elementary. DJing too. Whatever you're passionate about, pursue that. Ask yourself, if there's something I really enjoy in life, and it doesn't feel like I'm gonna have to do it as a chore, or it's not gonna like take a toll on you, then that's most likely probably what you wanna do. Maybe it's like building Legos, who knows? Maybe you can be the
famous like YouTuber for making Legos, bro. Like, there's money to be made.
And anything. You just gotta be creative, and you just gotta like you just gotta never get rid of that passion, you know? And you always gotta redirect it in life. But What were you saying? What was that question?
Bro, the child actor, I had no idea that you ever like acted in anything like that.
Dude, I feel like you'd be one of those.
Was this in the Valley?
Back then, yeah.
I probably would have, honestly.
Yeah, I thought you did. That's kind of funny. I feel like that's another reason why like a lot of the hate came too, cause like it was like, what doesn't this kid do? It's like he gets good grades. Like I'm not even self-glazing. I'm sorry if it's coming off like that. It's like he gets good grades. Like I made it on the newspaper a couple times, just like for sports or whatnot, and then he child acts, and like honestly, like it was a time in my life where my parents would take me up to LA auditions. I'd do some like, I think it was like JRP, like some modeling classes and stuff in San Diego. Yeah. And like my parents just like they knew that like their kids were meant for so much more than just, you know.
Just like having a regular job.
Yeah, just meant for so much more, and like there's like one person that I can say that like believed in me, like when I do make it, it's like my parents, you know, and they never quit giving up on me. So I'm very fortunate for that. And so like a couple of my friends, like they'd come to class, or like this was like literally in kindergarten, and they'd be like, I saw you on TV brushing your teeth. Like it was on Disney Channel for like a commercial or whatnot, or like a couple other like gigs like Sony or whatnot. But it's a very faint like in the back of my head memory. But it played a huge part in my life, and like that was halted like early on, cause like dude, like imagine driving like bi-weekly, like if it wasn't like twice a week, like more, like 4 hours from the Valley to go for a 30-second audition, and then you're done. You just gotta drive back.
And you might not even get it too. That's the thing with that industry.
And you're not guaranteed shit. So
you're not, bro.
If there's anything you can do in life is take risks. You know, like it'll pay off in the end. And like, sure, I wasn't the next Ike Carly or Freddie or whatnot, but I had that experience, and it's like now I'm able to sit here in front of a camera and like. Chop it up, because it's not like foreign. Nathan's over here like, holy shit, this is the first.
Way too nonchalant right now, honestly. No, but I agree. And at least like even if like no success necessarily came from it, at least it taught you like, okay, like I can do this. It's something I can do, and I've done it. Like honestly, like kudos to your parents, because like to push like your kid into like something that ambitious, like that young, just shows you so much and like teaches you a lot, I'm sure. But I had no clue. That's honestly insane. So how long were you like acting for? Was it just a few years?
Bro, it was like, I want to say from like kindergarten till, I want to say like 5th or 6th grade.
That's kind of wild.
So yeah, it's like 5 years.
Wait, so right before I met you then, you were like.
Yeah, probably.
Damn.
Dude, because we went to the same church. Like.
Yeah, we did. And like.
This guy would pop up in my life like.
Every now and then, bro, honestly.
Yeah. You might be my boyfriend at this point. Bro, holy moly.
Maybe that's the next phase. Like we'll go like.
Maybe this is the first date. Hey, if you want,
on camera too. Let's go.
Yeah, if you want, look over here. If you want to know some #1 Riz tips, I told you about the first one. It's get a belly button piercing. That way you can.
Do you have a belly button piercing?
Dude, this guy's like, see, this is how much like we're reconnecting right now.
Bro, actually, I feel like I saw like a reel of this or some shit. Like, that's so meme. Is it on right now? Like, do you shove it in? Right, respect, honestly, I can never.
Right now, dude. You don't know how like much I got clowned for it, but like I said, the #1 Riz method was get a belly button piercing. That way you can high five your belly button piercing with a girl. Yeah.
Wait, how would that be a high five though? Wouldn't that just be like a belly on belly, like, cause like.
Use your imagination. Use your imagination, bro. Anyways, second method is take him or her out on a date on a podcast and see where it goes. I mean, who knows? Maybe he can block me or unfollow me after this. So.
I mean, fuck, might even end up in your room. We'll see, bro.
It's right upstairs. Holy moly. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I feel like we're sidetracking. That was just a little bromance right there.
Yeah, little memes. Off camera moment.
Yeah, but dude. Oh yeah, I do have one. Sadly, I mean not sadly. I really enjoy it.
Would you say like? It's like, what's the success rate like with the girls? Like, are you like, yo, like nice belly button piercing, pull up your shirt? Like, what's like the?
It's honestly the #1 conversation starter. Dude, yeah. Like you'll just be at a date and it's like girls will double take, cause I'm already like, sick, kind of like, okay. It's like, bro, it's like
This guy's got good grades, he's jacked, and he's got a belly button piercing.
Yeah, like what doesn't he do? And then if I had the blonde hair on still, dude, it's raps. Yeah. It's raps. They love that shit. Bro, that kind of goes back into, dude, exactly with what I was saying. Do you see this right here? Pan to that. It says, you love that shit.
Because we do, honestly.
Dude, so let me put you on the third method. Going back to what you were saying, because this guy didn't know I had one, but I don't know if you guys know Lucas Pachter. He came up with like this infamous list of methods on how you can come back from an argument or an insult or anything anyone ever has to say to you negatively in life. His most popular one was probably the "you're good." Yeah, you're good, or like this one, my shit. So one, the principle is you gotta double down. You always have to double down no matter what, right? If somebody, like, for example, like, give me an insult.
Why the fuck do you have a belly button piercing? That's kind of gay.
Hey, don't even lie. You love that shit. You love that shit. But it's funny enough because, like, dude, if you grow up with boys that you're closest to, they're going to slander you, but it's out of love, right? They're going to call you cringy. They're going to say, dude, hit the gym, or they're going to call you fat. It's like a little bit of shaming, but you need that in your life, right? Yeah. Like, because if not, who else is going to tell you? Like, the girl you're talking to isn't going to tell you. She just likes you the way, you are. And maybe that's because she's coping. Who knows? At the end of the day, most of the insults you're going to have early on in life aren't for some random person on the internet. All the insults that, like, anyone could ever tell me, I've already heard from my boys, right? Yeah. It's like, dude, they'd send posts to our group chat, fraternity group chat of, like, over 100 people, and it's like, just flaming me, and it's just like, I'll be like crying at this point out of like dying of laughter. It's the funniest shit ever in my eyes, because obviously, like, you know what you're getting into when you're in the tattoo shop 100%. Getting a belly button piercing. It's like, this is coming out like the first second. Like,
it builds character.
Yeah, and it builds character for sure, but it's like, the only way you can come back from that, your post being sent to your fraternity group chat, is you can't even lie. You love that shit.
You can't react to it either, because like, if you're like, it all depends on like the reaction you give, because like Nico and I were talking on the way up, like if I'm like giving somebody a hard time and they get pissed about it, like obviously I'm gonna want to do it again. But if it's like, oh, like they're memeing on you for your belly button piercing, or like whatever, like did it to myself anyways, like no big deal, then it's like, okay, he actually doesn't care. So like, why am I gonna insult him? But honestly, like a lot of insults probably just come from people being like in their head, like, fuck, I can never be that confident with the belly button piercing, like fuck this kid. You know what I mean? Like, it just comes like from a place of maybe like
insecurity.
Yeah, or some sort of like envy towards you, because you're like, not even that you're doing what they want to be doing themselves, but it's just like,
the balls to do it.
Yeah, it's like, I wish I had the balls to go do something that like outlandish and not be like bothered when people come and slander me for it, you know?
Like, would you think it was awkward if like you and your brother got like matching tattoos?
Like, probably not, just because it's my brother. But like, if it was like a girlfriend, that'd be kind of weird, you know?
No, yeah, I'm not talking about like girlfriend. Like, for me, it was like me and my sister. It was 4th of July. I was on my 75 hard, and she's like, yo, because I was supposed to get this piercing with her, and I was like, I'll get the next one. She wanted a belly button one, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm down. Like, it's a memory I can look back on, and like, it's also temporary. I can take it off whenever. Like,
a piercing, like if you wanted to, like.
Or if it was a dare, if you lost like fantasy football league and like your next punishment had to be like get a belly button piercing, you're gonna have to do it. So it's like people care too much about like the why or like what, like they just want to poke the bear, but that's why you just hit them with like, you can't even lie, like you love that shit.
Wait, so is that your method or is that?
I think it's my method because dude, like it started off in the summer when I was getting flamed by my fraternity brothers in the group chat. The only thing, I was just liking all their messages because that shit had me cracking up. But like literally the only response I had to that was, you love that shit. Because why else would you take time out of your day, like sending it to the group chat, like typing up a bunch of other like fucking, like just adding on to the joke. And keep in mind, like I was doing an hour of cardio at this time and I'm just like on my phone, like killing time. So it's like, it's fucking jokes at the end of the day. And it's like, sure enough, like my message, like got heart just as much as like the you love that shit, because it's like, and I just started saying that too, like any other insult, like why'd you buzz your hair and dye it blonde? I'm like, you can't even lie, you love me walking around with this shit. Like it's just, try it. If you're out there, like try it. Honestly. Yeah, like
easily.
Like for example, like why are you wearing another fraternity's like polo, and it's like partly because you were here, it's kind of fucking jokes, but it's also like you can't even lie, like you love that shit.
So what happens when like is there ever gonna be a new method? Because like I don't know. What if like
you think it'll get vaulted or patched?
Dude, for a second, I was like, what is he saying? No, it could get patched, honestly. That's what I'm kind of asking. Like, what are you going to do when it does get patched? Like, come up with a new one?
I don't think it can. Like, as of right now, I'm having, like, it's growing. So, like, everyone in this house says it, which is, like, 18 plus guys. Honestly, like, it's been a chapter-wide, what do you call it? Like,
meme.
Like, chapter-wide meme.
Yeah.
Like, even some of, like, the girls in, like, the sorority houses started saying that shit. And, like, it's the method, bro. So until it gets vaulted or patched, like, I'm gonna just have to come up with something new on the spot, to be honest. Like,
100%.
Until then we'll see. Who knows?
Keep rocking with it.
Yeah.
May as well, honestly. If it ain't broke, like, why fix it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Nico's just giving us Nico's so dumbfounded right now.
Dude.
Should we get Nico in front of the camera real quick? Just let people know what it looks like.
Right.
Yeah, here. You can say what's up. Wait, you're supposed to sit on my lap though. I don't know if you can hear.
What's up, guys? I'm Nico.
You got it.
I've been sitting in the corner over here, just enjoying the conversation. But
This the boy.
I think they love that shit. So
Honestly. I'm gonna post that like cause I know like someone's gonna slide up on my story when I post like the podcast, and I'm just gonna be like, honestly, don't lie, you love that shit.
Yeah.
Gonna start using that method there. Take it home with me even.
I guarantee you, some of your fraternity brothers are gonna. Why are you on a podcast? Like, who the fuck is this clown, right?
Yeah.
And, like, they're gonna see you on this shit, and
Yeah.
you just gotta hit him with that. Or they're gonna be like, why are you letting him wear your fraternity's like letters? And it's like,
just for the memes, honestly.
you can't even. Yeah, exactly. So,
Bro, this might end up in like an archive, like in 20 years. This can be like, oh my god, like the leaked, like back in the day, Jaden and Nate, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, looking back, like when you look at like that picture of like Elon Musk like at his desk when he was like just starting like PayPal or whatever.
or like, do you know the Drake like leaks, like the giga? No, not like that. Not like that. Wait, not that Drake leak. But I'm talking about. No, I'm talking about the one where it's like the 100 gigabyte leak of like him just like in this studio like whipping up like classics.
Like, before like anyone.
Yeah, so it's like, dude, this isn't gonna be what's gonna take me to the top. Who knows? It's gonna be fun to look at when I am at the top.
Easily.
After another 5 years of just like doing this shit. But
Yeah. That's like another valid point too. It's like, for example, like with the Drake thing, it's like, bro, how many hours of music do you think he like produced? Like how many like raps did he write before he got one that got like a good amount of traction, you know? Like how many podcasts are you gonna make before you get that one that like finally like breaks through? And like I feel like people get like, they think success just like comes like overnight. Like it happens overnight sometimes, but it's not like manufactured overnight, you know what I mean? It's like a bunch of years it just shows up at one point.
or like, for example, do you know Toji?
Who's
Toji?
I don't.
He's a fitness influencer / like DJing gambling. Like he was also K-Sig at Colorado.
I've seen this
Yeah, with his like gear.
I saw him like sell his car or some shit like.
Yeah, and he gambled it on black. Like people just think he like blew up overnight, but like apparently he's been doing this shit like since before he took steroids, trying this like social media stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like it just wasn't until like that just so happened to be like a little edgy, and like it just took its trajectory up.
Yeah.
He had like 20,000 subscribers for like 2-3 years, and then like multiplied to like now a couple 100K, like on his way to 1 million. But like the whole point like that I'm trying to make here is like it doesn't happen overnight. And like me watching his content, I was like, oh shit, one, he's wearing the same fraternity just at a different school. Two is like I kind of wish I saw more of his come up, or like what he was doing before it was all these like deals and like clout and like all this like success, right? So it's like, dude, I'm here right now pursuing my undergraduate degree, and like if I blow up within the next year or two, then great, you know? That'll be nice. If I don't, then it's like, oh look, these videos from when I filmed in undergraduate, like those memories are priceless in itself, you know?
Absolutely.
Catching up with you, seeing your face again, like even if it was just an excuse for us to like film this podcast and go hit a lift, I love that shit. Like fuck yeah.
Like there will be a day like whether like you find success necessarily like in the podcast room or whatever, like that you'll look back on this and be like, fuck, those were the days, bro. Like when I was like hustling, like grinding it out, like in the fucking fraternity house, like makeshift studio, like those were the days. Dude, like they honestly are.
Dude, honestly, like, dude, this was a lot dirtier. Like I had to clean shit up. Like it just like there's a beauty, and like we haven't even, dude, I'm so backed up on content right now. Like you can ask this guy. Like I've had him filming for like the past consecutive weeks. Like when I went to Young LA, I'm like, this one needs to be dropped. Like the next one flopped. Like still did like only a couple thousand views, which is like bro, I still like, you know, like it's just building that experience, creating those memories and getting those reps in, right? Like you're not jacked just from one day of doing 100 bench presses and like a billion curls. Like you need time.
You honestly just
it's reps
show every single day. Like it is reps at the end of the day. Like it's how many times you're gonna do it before it like finally just breaks through.
Finally, where you don't just wake up jacked one day. You don't just wake up famous.
Okay, I have to ask. When was a day or like a period of time when you woke up and you're like, oh shit, like I'm actually like kind of where I wanted to be in like my fitness journey? I know you never like actually like hit the place you want to be, you know, like you can always like be thinner, like look better, honestly, like not to quote Patrick Bateman, but like, you know, like what's a time where you were like, damn, like I'm actually like seeing results that like I did like really envision in my head, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so I guess I can get into a little bit of the lore. So obviously like, dude, me and this guy, like I said, he's been spawning in my life in and out. We went to this like fitness camp called Synergy.
Yeah.
And this guy was lifting, we were like, what, maybe 8th grade?
7th to 8th grade, like we were young.
I still had dreadlocks and like, we can throw up a picture here.
Too,
and I had glasses, braces probably, like,
yes, sir.
It was just, I looked completely different, like totally not frat, like none of the girls loved me, like, I was like essentially at that point probably the gay best friend. Like I just like I got no chicks back then. And like it was kind of crazy. But anyways, enough sidetracked is that there was like a guys group and a girls group, and like they had me. We were talking about this earlier. They had me working out with the girls because like I couldn't bench the bar and like I could barely squat like maybe 15 on each side.
I do remember that too, because we like you and I used to lift together because like we were like the youngest guys there. Everyone else was like in high school, but. Yeah, I do remember that. Like, we were both, like, I said I was benching, like, 75 pounds. And I was hyped about it, too. I was like, damn, like, 75 pounds. Like, let's go. Now I'm like, dude, I could fucking throw that shit around. But, yeah, it's just, like, that's the thing, too. People will, like, look at you and I and probably be like, oh, these guys, like.
You just spawned.
Yeah, just spawned in like that. It's like, no, bro, we've been lifting since, like, 7th, 8th grade.
And I'm still not happy. I still hate myself, you know? No, I love my strength, but right now I'm just trying to go through a building phase. But back to what you're saying, so. Yeah, I guess I started lifting like back then, not taking it serious. I want to say I didn't take it serious till I think it was 9th grade. My parents didn't want me to play football. 10th grade, they're like, no, you're still too skinny. Like, you got to focus on baseball. Like, we don't want you to get hurt. So I'm like, all right, like I'm taking matters into my own hand. And it was also at the time of like, my friend group in the Valley was like going through some like a crazy shift, and like this girl, she like broke my heart, and like she left me for this like varsity stud.
Honestly, name drop.
Ironically enough, in your school, at your guys' school,
I probably know who it is.
You probably do. You probably do. Out of all people, I feel like you do. But it wasn't until like that experience where I was, dude, Nico's giving me the craziest look.
I'm thinking, bro.
Dude,
No,
I think you know.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyways, that happens, and like. Life after that was like amazing. Like everything just went like I'm telling you, like you talk about like rock bottoms is like number one rock bottom was obviously probably losing my mom in like elementary school, and then the other one was that shit. Like as ironic, like they don't compare, but like you get what I'm saying is like it's like another like little divot in like your life, and like you're a little Juice WRLD kid. You think it's the end of the world, like.
Honestly.
So what do you want to do? You want to go get jacked, and like I wanted to play football again. I'm just like fed up with like my friend group, my parents telling me like no, you can't play football because you're gonna get hurt. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna prove everyone wrong. Like prove this chick that like she fucked up, and like I started hitting the gym. I moved to San Diego. It was like perfect timing, and then started taking it around serious. Like I want to say. Well, I had an intermission because I tore my ACL, which ironically I took matters into my own hand. I actually got jacked. I started, and then I got hurt, and I came up with my brand because I wasn't gonna be able to play sports again after that. And now I play like IMs and shit. Do you have IMs for your frat?
Honestly, they're just not big at all. Like I know some schools like take them like super serious. Like the IMs like at our school are kind of like. It's just like really like everyone wants to show, but I don't even know honestly if they're still around, just because like at least in Greek life, like people were just not really like participating in it. How is it here? Is it pretty big?
I mean, our Greek life is pretty small. We can get into that later, but like it's pretty small. Like there's like nothing else better going on in the school, so like everyone's fair.
I mean, besides academics, obviously, like you need that shit as well.
I could like spelling bees and shit. Like imagine a fraternity. Oh, we actually do. That's actually hilarious, dude. That's actually I forgot we do. Oh, dude, I'm just here for the sports and you know just with the like, boys and stuff.
Yeah, every now and then going out.
But yeah. Oh, so yeah. Like I started taking it serious in high school. Tore my ACL, so I had an intermission, and then when I got here in college, it was like I'm for sure joining a fraternity. Like I do want to do this whole business major like frat thing, you know, like that
just, like,
that combo, that like stereotypical combo.
Yeah.
And like funny enough, like one of my friends actually, she's like, why don't you just like take it to the moon? And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, why don't you just embrace this whole like, because Yik Yak wasn't really that big when I first came here. I don't know why all of a sudden it's kind of like making its way back or whatnot. But like now I'm like talked about and like every week, if not multiple times a week, and it's like, damn, you really must love me. Like you have my name in your mouth. Like honestly, you love that shit that I post.
If you're like going through the like, if you're putting energy into like typing out like whatever they're saying about you, it's like you're saying like you love that shit. Honestly.
Yeah, and like I only give it attention because I didn't before, because it'd be occasionally like once or twice a quarter, maybe like my first and second year. And I didn't give it attention because I didn't want to feed into it. But now that it's like I'm trying to like find a reason to post like 1 to 3 times a day to get more reach for my Instagram to grow, it's like I kind of need to like leverage it. And it's like I'm only here for 2 years. Like might as well just like capitalize on every opportunity that I have. And if it people don't even, I'm pretty sure they know my name, but like they know me for my brand's name. They refer to me as CEO or Pumpn University or Pumpn U, which is goated because it's like I haven't even dropped a Pumpn University drop in like over a year, and like now that I have this new one, it's like I'm trying to like spam that shit because it's like when I do have drops, like you said, I'm gonna start winning people over. Exactly. You know, I already won my hometown, San Diego. Now it's time for this, and like I've occasionally like, dude, there's other people too, like spurts of like people in like just either different cities in California or like different what you would call it, like states too, that have bought my stuff just because of social media, and like they'll DM me, which is kind of like surreal because it's like the people here that think they know me are hating. But it's like the other people who don't even know me are like over here like supporting. So it's just the way the world works.
That's so lit that like out of state you even have like a presence like in like at least sales, right? Like where you're selling other people.
Like on Shopify, like you have the map and it shows you like how many sessions and like the graph and everything and how many sales, and it shows like the world on like where. And it's like I dude, like it's gonna be so surreal like the day like I get that map and it's just like couple thousand pieces, million pieces for like a drop, and it's just everywhere, just like that's just, you know, and that's what I'm chasing, but it's not gonna happen tomorrow. It's not gonna happen. No. I mean, yeah, you never know, but like what I'm saying, like it's literally not gonna happen tomorrow. Like it's gonna take drop after drop after drop after fuck up after drop after fuck up.
That's good that you know that too, because I feel like a lot of people might go into like something like that and just be like, it's gonna work. And then like after it doesn't, it's like, oh fuck, like what do I do now? It's like, no, you have to understand that like you have to fail. Like you literally have to go through the part of like failing and failing and failing and failing and failing. And then finally, like once you endure all that, it's like, okay, finally you get your success. And it's like, you have to understand. And I think you do, just from like talking to you, like you understand the process of like, just like getting there, which is so valuable because like if you know what's coming, it's, not that it makes it easier, but it just makes it like you can stick it through better because you can like
if somebody told you your eighth business is gonna take off, you would be so down bad to fail your first 7.
100%.
Like, you would be so happy to like, oh, first one failed, that one's out of the way.
Yeah.
Second, third, and then you would be so eager to hit that 8th and start that 8th business because you know if like God came and told you that 8th business is what's gonna set you free, then you would be so eager to fail. So it's like if it's my 1 millionth reel that is what like takes me far, then I'd be so eager to like fail 999 whatever times. Like you know what I'm saying?
I hear it.
And like I could be completely honest, like my 2 biggest fuck ups in, it's funny enough because I want to actually make a reel on this, but like my 2 biggest fuck ups in terms of business, one, the whole Alpha Lee situation, which was
I was gonna ask you about that.
the whole Alpha Lee situation, like I like, dude, it's like I have like my good moral like Christian side where I don't want to say like F Alpha Lee, but like I still don't even know like their whole side of thing, but like I don't wish bad or harm on anyone, not even my enemies. But it's like one, that whole Alpha Lee situation, which is funny because I was gonna react to a reel of Lucas saying, bro, start that business, no one's gonna steal it. And that's the mentality that I had. I'm like, dude, I'm 18. I already have my business. I'm gonna use the capital that I spent selling burritos in high school and like Tostitos Locos in high school to invest into inventory for my brand, into the website. Sure enough, 2 drops later, it just took 2 drops. November, Black Friday comes, Alpha Lee drops 2 shirts. I'm a first year in college. I'm at my friend's dorm and they're like, yo, did you see Alpha Lee stole your shit? I'm like, what? Like, what? Like, I'm just like a dumbfounded, like half fanboying, half pissed off. Yeah. I'm like, wait, but this is goated, but it's like I'm getting ripped off. Like he's making a lot of money on it. He doesn't need the money. Like it's just so like, you know. And I'm like, yeah, like dude. So like one was the whole trademark, and it's funny because I have a couple other homies trying to start like a business or whatnot, and like they ask me like, I tell them like it's a gamble. Like either you want to invest money into securing your trademark and get it registered. It's gonna cost a lot of money in lawyer fees. That's why like I was so behind the scenes and not in front of a camera because I'm trying to secure that. And like sure, luckily enough, I secured that, and it took me like over a year, maybe even like 2 years to finally have that. And that's why we're dropping the trademark drop. When it's dropping, soon. I don't want to release a date just yet, but that was my number one biggest fuck up was that whole Alphalete altercation. And like I already sent a cease and desist, and I have theirs back, and they're like, yeah, we're not selling it no more because they know my shit's registered under my name. It's funny enough because I have a friend, she's in a sorority. She actually works for like, I don't know if it's like some sort of law firm or something like that. And she's like, hey, I saw your Pumpn University like registered in like the federal like database or whatever. And I'm like, that's lit. So yeah.
Wait, why would you say that was like your biggest fuck up? Because I feel like in my head that's like, I understand why it's a mixed bag because I'd be like, shit, like you have eyes on you and you know if they're like, if a company that big is like stealing that from you, like you're doing something right and you have something that's valuable because if they're like gonna try to profit off of it, like you know you got something. Where would you say you kind of like went wrong with that?
I didn't do research. I was just so eager to start from what everyone's telling me. And like, I wanted to prioritize door-to-door sales because like I said, I love the organic community. I love people like getting to know them as much as they're gonna try to know me and like my mission and like my vision and where I'm trying to take it rather than just a number on a screen when I do a drop and like sure like I can sell 1 billion shirts, like sales isn't that hard, right? I can sell a product, like it's not that hard, there just needs to be a demand for it, sure, depending on like the market or whatnot. And I learned all those business skills selling burritos and like that's how I like it was like I sure like I made most of my connects in high school selling burritos like this new one because keep in mind I grew up in the Valley. How I got my name out there at my new school was selling burritos and like my boys on like the football team, right?
Yeah.
And dude, like first period would come, I'd sell like half the stock, buy like nutrition break, like buy lunch break, sold out, and like I would only have chips left and like those would sell out too.
Yeah.
And so basically eagerness, cause I want all that like money I saved up for 5 months, selling day in and day out, Monday to Friday, waking up at 5 a.m., like that grind. I just wanted shirts. I wanted like 4 different colorways. I wanted the mesh shorts. I wanted tank tops. Like I got horny. Like like, I had a vision. I wanted it bad. So I didn't do no research. I didn't know. Like I did basic research. Was like I thought that me just having my logo on a shirt, that is trademarked. But like in order to get it registered and protected, you got to go through this whole legal stuff. And like I don't know anything about lawyers. I'm 18. I'm still in high school. I had my brother help me make the website. Invested into that, Shopify, and it was just like organic. Like I want to start the Instagram off. Like my priorities were into actually growing the business, not protecting it. So that's kind of like where, you know, I didn't do enough research on like what an LLC is, like how to open up a business account, like, you know, like taxes, all this type of different stuff, you know?
Like all the kind of like back of house stuff that's like not necessarily like on display, like on the front.
That, like all the legal stuff that people don't really tell you about in terms of running business and like how to stay protected.
That's just part of the process though, because like all that shit, like everyone who's gone through that had to figure out, because like you said, no one tells you like you're gonna need this, you're gonna have to register that. Like it's good that you had to like figure it out for yourself because now you know, but that's just part of the process. I feel. And
I feel kind of betrayed by my school here too, because like the business classes here don't even teach you that. So that's why I'm like, I learned more from my fuck ups in my business than, you know, accounting. Like I can just hire an accountant, you know, like then all this type of like other like statistics, like I can just hire somebody in like that field or whatnot. Like they're kind of setting you up for working for a business rather than pursuing your own, which is whatever. At least I'll know what like my employees are gonna like have a background in, and like I can be like, okay, I kind of done that in undergrad. Sure, it's cool, and it's also good to have like business administration degree under your belt, which is obviously like pretty nice. But I mean, I'm here for so long. I'm just trying to max out my stats. Like if I'm gonna be CEO, might as well have a degree. I'm already here. I worked my ass off for 4.0 in high school. You know, C's get degrees, so that's what I'm on right now. But as far as, did that answer your question?
100%. Yeah. What would you say, like having been just like involved in sales so much, like selling like burritos at school, and just like where you're at now with like your brand, like what is the most valuable thing you could say you took away from sales, and just like that has like brought you maybe the most success?
Quality of the product.
100%.
I would say quality of the product, because there had been days too where the burritos, like maybe they weren't warm, you know, and maybe like not everyone knew a teacher that had a microwave in their classroom to go like heat up or whatnot. So like I eventually learned that like I had to like tin foil, put it in a Ziploc, and then, you know, put like a warm towel over it and like zip tied it shut. Like it was like, and like luckily like my stepmom like put me on that, and because I told her, and like she's very business oriented, and I think she got a degree in like Mexicali for business, and like dude, it's just like I see like my family and like God's plan for me like working out, like it's just too perfect to not make it work out, you know? Like my brother's a film major, he graduated, other brother is computer science, so he helps with stuff, like even the connections I've made, like it's just, you just gotta put in the work. It's not gonna be handed to me just because I'm qualified, right? You still gotta go out there and get it. But yeah, I would say quality of the product too, and be patient with it, because translating back the quality of like the burritos, like that first couple of weeks where I was like trial and error, is also like there'd been times where I didn't order samples for my business, and like some of the shorts were like either ripping, or like the stitching was coming off, or like the logo would peel off after a certain amount of washes. Maybe they were a little too transparent, depending on like, think about it, everyone's body type is different. So like not even taking that into account and like getting feedback from those closest with you, you know? Like my friends that are closest with me are gonna just tell me that because they want me to better myself. They're not gonna go online and like, your clothes fucking sucks, you know? Like they're not that type of people, but like I'm fortunate for those people to come up to me and tell me like, yo, your quality isn't what it could be right now. And I'm like, okay, how can I make that better? And that's how you learn. So I feel like quality in business is what's gonna separate you from others, along with like people knowing your story and like building that personal brand, which is why like thinking about people, why do people wanna help me instead of like Christian Guzman, who's already like well off or whatnot? Because I'm probably like an undergraduate like kid trying to make it. Maybe I am from the Valley, so somebody else is like, yo, I relate to him, you know? Or hey, this guy's funny, like, you know, I'm gonna support him in whatever I can do. They like me. Yeah, so people at the end of the day, like, they gotta be my character, my persona, who I was. And I feel like whether they weren't even as hungry, sometimes like in the very rare days where I didn't sell out on like chips or whatnot, like they'd be like, you know, like, I got $2, like, here, Jay, like, let me get some chips, or like, do you have any burritos left? Or like, I would even sell candy. They'd be like, yo, do you have anything left? Like, I just want to help you out. And it's like, oh shit, sure. And it's funny as fuck too, because like, it was also like, I was crutching around because I just had an ACL surgery. So I'd have a duffel bag, my backpack on, and like, they'd see me like pull up like 5 minutes late to class, and like, I just put my bag down and just like smell to like food, and they'd be like, bro, they kind of just want to help me out.
Yeah, see you like down bad, just like crushing through. But like that, like,
And look, it was marketing, bro.
Yeah, honestly though, like you know when you see like homeless guys like in Mexicali and they got like their arm in a sling, it's like your arm's not broken, like you're just like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Honestly, bro.
Like, bro, there'll be fake being amputees, like they get exposed, like there'll be some reels, and it's like, but at the end of the day, like, yo, dogs gotta eat, like, you know? I respect the hustle. Like, I'm not gonna judge you, but like, that's why I wanna be blessed to a point where like, dude, I give this guy something, it's like, it's not gonna faze me, cause, you know? I'm well off, and like, that's what I'm trying to like get into eventually.
Easily, bro.
But shit, man.
Bro.
That's awesome. I feel like that's honestly crazy. Like the whole like burrito process, like in high school, like that it's a very niche thing to like the Valley, but I guess also like East Lake, just because it's like on the border. But it's just like, if you know, you know. But it's like that's like bottom, like that's like top tier hustling, honestly. Like just the guys that I remember thinking of like seeing like sell stuff. I'm like, this dude has like the business mindset, and he's like a freshman in high school, just like learning how to grind it out. And like you learn stuff that like you're obviously like implementing today, right, in your business, where you're just talking about like quality with like the burritos, and now like the shirts and the shorts, like it's everything's like translatable, I guess, in business, right? Yeah, but
so dude, honestly, like, if you're not trying to like create a brand or something, just start any type of business. It could be bracelets, for crying out loud. Like,
something.
Like it could just like, dude, who knows? Maybe you make custom, like, oh, you know, like Calexico apples or whatever, like. Calexico apples. It's like, do you know Calexico apples? It's like those apples. The mango chile ones, like the ones on top. Like, dude, anything. Like, it could even be like those people that sell like Valentine's, like little gifts or stuff to give to their girlfriends. Like, I have people who like knit or like, you know, dye hair like for a living, or like just as a side, belly button piercings. Like that could be your thing. I could probably be your thing. For you're an artist, bro. I need you to cook up a crazy belly button piercing design.
Honestly, I might, bro. That shit might like go up to here though.
Yeah, maybe a Pumpn University one. Maybe like a little bicep dangling.
Honestly, yeah. Hell yeah, just like dangles. Around.
Maybe a little sick high logo right there.
Hell yeah. No, I'll get you a case of, yeah, honestly, in Hoke.
Dude, you should. But I feel like we're both very like, I mean, obviously like, yeah, like business minded, like mine. Like hardworking is what I'm trying to say. Like people who like are gonna persevere no matter what. But like, I don't know how you can attest to this, but I feel like, at least for me, like religion does kind of have to do a lot about it. Like,
easily, yeah.
I know we went to the same church growing up. Like, would you say like you still are religious, or how has your like journey with God been? Like, because we grew up on that. Like, so I want to know.
I don't know about you, but for me, it's when I left high school, because I went to a Christian high school here in San Diego, or not here, but in San Diego, and like it was interesting because like I kind of like got really involved in my faith just because like I was at a Christian school. But when I left college and moved to Utah, that was like completely different, just because number one, like I was in a Mormon state, like everything is just a completely different system there. But number two, like I'm not living under my parents' house, so like my faith really becomes mine. And it's like, okay, like my parents aren't making me to go to church anymore. Like I'm not going to chapel for class now. Like it's like, if I want to go to church, like I have to show up. If I want to read my Bible, like no one's going to make me do it, right? So I would say like, it definitely just like, it's such like an ebb and flow. Like there'll be periods in my life where I'm like obviously at a spiritual high where I'm like feeling like I'm thriving. And then there'll be points where I'm like at a low where I'm like, honestly, like, does God even hear me? Like I'm sure like everyone goes through that, but I would say like for sure every day, like I have faith every day. I wake up every morning, like, and it's just a blessing in my eyes. But I'm definitely like still on that path of just like trying to pursue, not even like perfection, but just like understand and just like use the gifts that God has given me on a daily basis.
Yeah. Do you think there's such thing as like a good or a bad Christian?
No, because like honestly at the end of the day, like if you're a Christian or agnostic, atheist, like you're still by definition like a sinful person. So I think I know what you're referring to, because I think about that a lot, where it's like you're a Christian like on the nice list, or you're like a Christian like who drinks whatever, right? Like there are like kind of like almost like a rules / like checklist that kind of comes along with it when people think of like Christianity. But in my head, it's like, it's more of the relationship, not about like the rules or like the kind of like boxes you're checking. It's like, where's your intention? Like, where's your heart at when you're really like pursuing God, you know?
But I feel like that was beautifully said. Like you kind of just took the words out of my mouth, because I don't know if a lot of people know, like I'm actually Christian, and like I grew up Christian, and like sure, like some of the content I post doesn't reflect that all the time, or like, you know, I try to keep it real, because like at the end of the day, by definition, we're all sinners. And like I had a homie come up to me at the Arc the other day, which is our gym that we're gonna go after this. He told me, he's like, yo, I've been trying to get into faith. Like I've looked towards like Islam?
Islam, like
Islam,
like Judaism.
Judaism. He's like, like spirituality. Like he's like, I've looked for it, but like I want to know your like Catholicism. Like I want to hear like your take on it. I'm like, first things first, like Christianity, it's a religion, but more than a religion, it's a relationship. It's a relationship with God, and it's a relationship with your Father, right? Just like how you have a relationship with your friends, your sisters, a significant other, it's not gonna be 100% perfect all the time, right? You're gonna fall short 100% of the time, because that's why God came here in human form, Jesus Christ, died on the cross for our sins, right?
Yeah,
and lived the perfect life that we can never live. And I know, like, there's times, like you said, like, whenever I'm back home, like, I go to church, and it's, like, I'm just trying to find, like, a church group here, like, because it's all, like, it's all on you, right? And a lot of people here aren't religious, and I feel like I'm not really being the best Christian or, like, role model to them, because we all sin, you know? We're all, especially, it's so easy, especially if you're here in a fraternity, and, like, you're going to fall short, or, like, you know? Like, you could be on your high run, and then next thing you know, the weekend comes, and, like, you messed up, and it's like you want to hate yourself, and like you just like you kind of like maybe you're like, oh, God's never gonna love me again, and like that's not the way that you should think. It's like an ever coming relationship with Christ, your Lord and Savior. And like I said, I do keep stables in my day. Like I wake up and I pray every day, pray before I eat, I read my Bible, and like I want to be going to church a lot much more often rather than just like when I go back home to San Diego. But I want to get more involved and like I want to create more Christian content because I feel like, you know Alex Eubank, right? I assume.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, like Alex Eubank, everyone wants to like shame him and slander him. Like I can't, like those people who are in his DMs, you're a bad Christian, no way you're doing this. You're out like streaming with Toji, you're getting drunk, you're doing this, you're doing that. And like what the Bible says is like, what I told my homie who asked me about Christianity, I told him that one, it's a relationship with God, Jesus Christ, and that the Bible doesn't tell you, don't do this, you're going to hell. Yeah. Don't have sex before marriage, you're going to hell. Don't drink and get drunk, you're going to hell. If anything, it's more of a warning that there's consequences.
100%.
So the Bible warns you, if you go out and get drunk, you're going to hurt yourself and others. And I'm sure there's been days where, whether it be you're too hungover, maybe you said some shit to a friend that you didn't mean, maybe you acted how you shouldn't have and like you fell into a sin, right? Yeah. Maybe you didn't make the best decisions in mind, or like for people who go out and like drunk drive, like those aren't like decisions. And it warns you that, you know, when you're in that state, like you're not in the right state of mind and you're gonna hurt yourself or others. 100%. So it warns you of the consequences that happens. It doesn't say that you're far past gone and that you're never gonna, you know, go to heaven. Same thing with like lying and stealing. It's like you're gonna hurt yourself, you might get thrown into jail, and you're gonna hurt others. If anything, the Bible is warning us of what happens when we fall into sin and how like you're never gonna be filled from that void. Not that we're not unsavable or like that we're going to hell because of it, you know?
It's definitely like, I agree with what you're saying. Like I think about that a lot. Like it's really like the law's there to like protect you at the end of the day. Like for example, like within like hookup culture and that whole kind of like premarital sex bubble, it's really there because like I can speak personally, bro, like that shit leaves you so empty, bro. Like I felt like worse every single time than I did before like pursuing like a genuine relationship like with a girl, right? Like, and I realized like after too long, it's like, oh shit, like this was told to me to protect me from like myself at the end of the day, like my flesh, you know? And like you're saying, like it's really just there to like, as a warning of like, hey, these are the consequences of like just the things that come with like worldly desires. And like you're saying, like drunkenness, like I'm 21 and obviously like I drank in high school like before I was 21, but I don't think it's necessarily like a sin to go out and go to the bar and have some drinks when you're of age, right? But it's also like if you're 13 getting drunk, it's like, hey, like it's the law for a reason, because maybe like when you're 13, like obviously you're not you're not like old enough to like just like deal with all the potential consequences and just like responsibly like handle yourself, for example, right? But I would say like at the end of the day, dude, like you're saying, no one's perfect. And even like, for example, with Alex Eubank, like people in his DMs saying like, you're not a good Christian, whatever. It's like, that's not the point. Like you're completely missing the point. Like it's more of just like understanding that like you will never like be able to like live the perfect life. And like once you accept that, it's like, it gives you so much more freedom to just like live your life, honestly.
Yeah. And I feel like it's crazy that you say that, because like kind of like the same thing in like the hookup culture, and like whether you're finding like fulfillment in like sex, drugs, alcohol, whether it be a video game, like you can idolize many things in this world, like, you know, like if you're not like putting your heart into like Jesus Christ and trying to like get closer to him. Like I will say, and I can admit that when I'm furthest from God, when my relationship with God hasn't really been fully dialed, the quality of life does suck. It does. It does. Like you're like, damn, like you do not feel fulfilled. You do not feel like you're just like getting better in life. Like it, I don't know how to explain it, but I know what you mean. Yeah, like whenever I'm like furthest from God, or like my relationship, I haven't been as like consistent in like seeking him, or like I know I've been willingly making the wrong decisions that are gonna be good for my life, or like you know, like what would my parents think if they found out about this, or like what would my future wife, that's the big one. Dude, I think about this all the time, which is what would my future wife think when I go out and like get hammered with the boys at bars, and like it's just like, it just gets to me. And like I noticed that when I continued to indulge in like bad decisions, my quality of life like goes down, and like, you know, and it's not even just like your quality of life, but like a couple other things suffer too. Maybe your grades suffer, your health suffers. Like another thing too, like the Bible tells us that like our body's a temple, so like when you do go out and drink, like why do you want to like do that to yourself if you're a man of Christ, right?
Yeah.
So like that's another thing like I constantly like have to remind myself like this isn't like you're not treating yourself how you should, like you should love yourself too. And I mean, what would you feel like you struggle with the most? Like what is your biggest like sin you fall if you want to get vulnerable?
No, I'm down. That's such a good question, dude. Honestly,
I feel like I have my top two.
I feel like gluttony, but not necessarily in just like eating, but just in like what I consume. Like that could be like social media, that could be like drinking, that could be like smoking, that could be like pursuing women. It just kind of like comes in different forms at different times, but it's just like an overindulgence for me, I feel. But yeah, dude, honestly,
like an overindulgence of like things of this world.
Exactly. Honestly, like it's such a mixed bag because it's not like I have like one sin I commit every single day, but besides that I'm perfect. It's like no, like I lie every single day. Like I steal like in some way or another. Like I like if you look at a woman lustfully, like you sin like in your heart, you know, like or you commit adultery in your heart. You know what I mean? Like it's like so many little things that you're not even like aware of can be sinful. But yeah, I would just say honestly, like it's a mixed bag. Like I'm nowhere near perfect. Like I got mark every single box in that book for me at least.
Yeah, dude. I guess we feel the stereotype. We're some frat walking red flags.
At the end of the day, like I do, because sometimes I'll tell myself I'm like, nah, like I'm not like yeah, I was in a fraternity, but like I'm not a part of it. Like in like the time that I was in Sigma Chi, like it's definitely like it definitely ran its course. Like I definitely like did consume a lot of like the house culture and just like the culture of like the Greek system.
Yeah. How would you say is like hookup culture over there at like a state school? Cause here like I don't know. I feel like college is like, bro. If I'm gonna say one thing, this is gonna be my one and only. Actually, unless you have more hot takes, is like, bro, my daughter's not going to college, bro. My daughter is not going to college.
Well, by the time I feel like we have kids, like college could be outdated. But I see what you mean. Like
I'm just like
yeah.
There's one thing my daughter is not going to college.
That's valid.
Like, I mean, would you think it's valid?
Huh? You'll have enough money by then to like not have to like put her through that. Hopefully. Right?
I hope like even though like I hope like obviously like whoever like my life partner is gonna be, you know, like obviously like will be a great role model and like she won't even want to just rebel or like, you know, like just like the way we raise her will just be like, you know, just kind of like she's gonna have the support system where I hope it just doesn't even come into effect of where like I do trust her and like you know she has a great relationship with God or whatnot and like but like then again like I like internally I'm like would you want your daughter dating you right now?
Honestly, right now, I would say.
It's not a yes, it's a no.
Nah, cause like I'm obviously like not in a position to like. Yeah, no, definitely not. Like honestly not. But like that's like fair thought though, cause like I guess that's where my head should be, and like even like to go like on top of that as well is like, are you doing the things that you want your future son to be doing, and like are you doing the things that you are gonna be excited to tell your future wife about as well? Like those are all thoughts that exist in my head, right? But that's such a valid point of just like not wanting to send your daughter to college just because of like what college has become to an extent, right?
Yeah, it's just. I forgot who put it this way, but it's a bunch of underdeveloped minds with another bunch of underdeveloped minds just combined.
And a lot of kids, like it's their first time like away from mom and dad, so they're like they don't know how to handle themselves. Like they want to rebel, they want to go out and drink and party and get like everything that like the system might have to offer, right? But yeah, you're asking me about hookup culture in out of state school, right?
Yeah.
It was interesting just because like it all was in the state of Utah, which like Utah is such an interesting place just because of the Mormon culture.
Is it hella cold?
Yeah, dude. I'd be walking to class and it'd be like 1 degrees outside, middle of winter.
You guys have darties?
Yeah, we do have darties. Yeah, but like later in the school year or like early in the school year, because it does get pretty hot there. Like in the first month of school, like it's still like 90 degrees, like very warm. Yeah, but it'll get down like very, very cold in the middle of winter as well. But it's weird because it's super hush-hush just because it's like the girls that are going out to parties on Saturday nights are the ones like showing up to church on Sunday mornings, like taking pictures. Like it's very much like that, and people live, like not that I don't either, but like people do definitely live a double life there. Like just because it's a Mormon state like doesn't mean people aren't like drinking and like doing things they necessarily shouldn't be doing. But yeah, honestly, like I think that's a culture that unfortunately like exists everywhere. Like even outside of the university system, like in high schools, like in just like adult life, unfortunately. But
Bro, it's so sad because like it kind of makes me like hope. I mean, it makes me lose hope, and it's like Jesus is the one and only one person who can come like save us. Like everyone needs Christ in their life. Like it's actually like I see it in my life. I see it in like it's just like it's gotten to a point where like as a society like we're so far cooked, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even exaggerating. Like I do you think we're in the end times?
I don't, because I feel like at every single point in time, people have said that we are in the end times. And like I can understand why people think we are. And obviously I could be wrong because like no one knows the day or the hour. Starts right now. No, but like I don't know, honestly. Like I obviously don't know. I don't think so. I would like to think not, right? But I don't think the world's like obviously too far gone, because like is anything ever really too far gone? Yeah. Like maybe at some point, but I don't think yet necessarily. The fact that like we're having a conversation right now about God like it leads me to believe that we're not, just because like it's still relevant.
Yeah, I feel like people just need to be a little bit more open to having conversations 100%. And a little bit less judging. And it's like, because you can be like, oh, I'm Christian. Like, no way, CEO Pumpn University's Christian. Like, I see him Friday, Saturday, Thursday night. Like, you know, and it's like, that's kind of the whole thing I want to do with this whole social media thing is like, I want my life to be a reflection of like what God can do for you and like keeping it real. Because we're all human at the end of the day. We all sin. And like I just want to keep it raw and real. Like maybe somebody out there can relate to them and like can see how like God works in my life, like through the ups, through the downs, and like through my mess ups, and like so that way I'm here so that I can hopefully like preach to you guys that like I messed up this week, and like learn from my mistakes so you don't have to go through it, you know? Like I just want to keep it raw and transparent, because I feel like you're most miserable when you're lying. And that doesn't even just mean like lying to your parents, lying, like cheating, like when you're lying to yourself, bro, when you're pretending to act like somebody you're not. Cause like I feel like at each point in our lives we've all tried to be someone that we're not, and life is like miserable then. And like I can say like I learned that like in high school, and like I'm glad I learned it like early on, because like I could just be myself and I can portray this to you guys, like raw version of myself, and like not putting up a front. And you know, whoever fucks with me. I don't have no one to impress. Like it's just all I care about is like what me, my family, significant other when the time comes, and what God think about me, you know? And like if anyone out there, any kid out there can learn from my experiences and like what I put out, and like the raw authenticity of like my life. Like how many actors do you see like have some sort of crazy like Christ transformation, like Gideon? Like I don't know if you know. Do you know Gideon?
I know of him. Yeah, I know he was like making like memes and stuff like online. But now he's like, does he make Christian content now? I'm not too sure.
I think he deleted his whole channel, and like now he's just making Christian content.
That's huge.
And like Alex Eubank, I look up to him so much because he does like portray that, like for example, like his content is a reflection of where he is in life. And like he went through that breakup. And like he went a little bit too off the grid, or what people want to say, but at the end of the day, like God's still right there. He's like waiting for you to turn to him, you know? 100%. And I like that about his content, because, you know, he keeps it real, and like he documents what he's doing in life at that current state, whether it's good or bad. And maybe he's like, maybe I shouldn't have posted that. And like I can see how like some content can be like harmful in a way, but at the end of the day, it's like, dude, like it's kind of like who's to blame, you know, if like your son, like if your son, like are you to blame the parent or like the son if the son wants to make the stupid decision? Like I feel like Toji came across this where he was just like, Alex was like, yo, like you're glorifying like steroids, like what are you gonna do if like some 13-year-old wants to start taking gear? It's like, well, that's kind of his fault, or the parents. Like it's not Toji's fault, it's not Alex Eubank's fault that like your 15-year-old son wanted to drink and like get addicted to like Plinko balls or like gambling or whatnot, like poker, like, you know, wanting to start like, it's like, ultimately like you can only blame yourself and like maybe the parents at the end of the day, but like you can like, because for example, like from my content, maybe some guys out there like, dude, I don't want to be like this guy. Like now they know who they don't want to be like, and like maybe that redirects them into like being a better person. You get me?
Yeah. I feel
like everything can be learned from any type of or sort of experience, whether it's something that you know you want to do or something that you don't even want to be a part of. Yeah. You know?
I completely agree. What would you like say is like a common misconception that people have like towards like Christianity and Christians? Because I feel like a lot of people, even like on this podcast here, like listening now, like will be like, skip. Like I don't want to hear about this. Like
a lot of people, like if they made it through this part, like then they're probably like these are the people that like you can really lock into and tap into.
Yeah,
like they probably like a lot of these people probably just skipped and they would just want to hear about like the fun stuff, the partying, the frat drinking, like things of this world at the end of the day. But
true, yeah.
you know, this is a part of my life that I like big part of my life, and it has been, and like I want to talk about it. So what were you saying?
Like what's just like a common misconception? Because I feel like a lot of people, at least at this point in time in like culture, are just like very turned off to the idea of like religion and just like rules and like all this and that. Like
I feel like a common misconception is that you have to be perfect.
Yeah.
That it's very yes or no, like very hardcore, like no, just you're like going to hell. Dry, cutthroat. Cutthroat. It's very cutthroat, and like that you have to be perfect, and like I'm here to tell you, like Christianity, like Jesus came to die on the cross for you, so that you are forgiven, you know, and like as long as you pursue a relationship through Christ and a relationship with the Father, like you will be saved, and as long as you believe that He died on the cross for us, like you will be saved, and it's not gonna be perfect. It's never gonna be perfect, you know. Like even people who like. Even my pastor in my church back in Eastlake, like he said, like, dude, you get into arguments with, like, you're still going to get into arguments with your wife. You're going to go through periods of, like, maybe you're going to divorce. Like, maybe, like, you're going to go through, like, you know, maybe your, like, son got kicked out of school for doing something. Like, you're still going to go through trials and errors, but, like, what are you going to fall back on? Like, some of these problems in life, like, I can't handle them.
A lot of them are just bigger than you. At the end of the day, like, there's so much in this life that's just like out of your control completely. Like even like something as like maybe as simple as like applying to a school, like dude, that's up to the admissions counselor. Like you can do everything up to the point of like sending your transcripts, but like at the end of the day, like that's really up to God and where He needs you. But I agree completely. Like people think you have to be perfect. Like if you did, like I can tell you right now, like I would not be here. Like if that was the case with just Christianity. But honestly, yeah. What would you say, like, at this point in your life, like, has just been just, like, a big blessing from God? Like, at least where you are right now. Like, it could be your business, your fraternity, like, just, like, the physical ability that you have. Like, if there's anything that comes to mind.
What has been the biggest blessing?
Yeah, like, at least just that you can think of right now, like, in your eyes.
The biggest blessing... Dude, oh my goodness. Bro, honestly, like, I feel like it had to have been, like, tearing my ACL. At least that's how I have to look.
I love that, like, mindset, because that's the only way that you can really, like, make something great from it, is really just taking something bad and, like, flipping it on its head.
It's, like, if I even want to go a little bit more severe, it's, like, potentially, like, experiencing the loss of my mother, like, at age, like, 11, 6th grade, 2015. Yeah. That, like, it's coming up on a decade this year, and like that's what I have tattooed on my rib. Yeah. But like both those experiences, rock bottoms. Well, one, like obviously, I mean, you're losing your mother, so whatever, and nothing can get worse from that. And like I was also a very young and immature kid, so I would always get into like, believe it or not, I was like a goody two shoes on the outside, like good at sports, well mannered, well behaved, but like behind closed doors, I was a travieso, so like I feel like just kind of getting my act straight together and like maturing a lot quicker than most kids, you know, and like that kind of just matured me a lot faster, and like I act immature sometimes, but it's like at the end of the day, like at the end of the day.
You're 21 or 20?
21.
Yeah, you're 21, like
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's like in reality, like going through like shit like that, like it'll mature you, like whether people realize it or not, or like they want to believe it or not, but like internally, like I kind of know where I stand. Another thing too, which was tearing my ACL, I like to think about it as redirection in life, because dude, I had this like kind of going back to like I wanted to I wanted to get my redemption so bad from like that heartbreak. Like I wanted to boss up and level up so bad, whether it was like to shit on like people in the valley, or like whether it would be to like big dick whoever, like whatever it was, bro. Like ego really had like, you know, control, and like I was like I'm gonna get hella girls at like my new school, and like I'm gonna be on the football team, and I'm gonna like play my ass off, and like this and that, like I'm gonna make a name for myself,
like it's gonna be the way,
like
I work, or the highway.
My way or the highway, very much that type of mentality, and humbled. Just honestly, just one play, last play, just. Damn. And then I'm out. I don't even get to play baseball. I don't even get to touch a baseball.
I thought you didn't like get any more sports that year.
Huh? I didn't play nothing. Damn, I just recovered it. Literally, like all my friends were going to parties like the first half of like that school year, my senior year, and like I didn't because I was just in bed off of Vicodin, just watching some Greg Doucette, just like hitting my macros to the best that I could.
Were you still like hitting upper body at that point?
Was I still what?
Doing upper body or just not lifting?
Upper body. Like once I got cleared, like around the like 4 to 5 or 6 week mark. I was just hitting upper, and like I was applying to my college applications. Redirection, bro. Cause like I also like to think about it this way too. Is like, say I did get a play and I didn't tear my ACL. Who knows? Maybe we play like the number 2 seed, and like I got a brain damage from a concussion or like CTE that would have like a much worse a spinal injury, and I'm paralyzed, or like I just die. Who knows? Like maybe we're on our way to a bus and like it's raining that day and we just like flips over, like some crazy shit you see. Some final destination stuff, and like that's how I like to look at it. It's like God saved me from something much bigger, whether that be an injury or whether that be my own ego, myself, you know. We as humans, like we fuck up our own lives.
Love to crash and burn, honestly, like, dude.
So I feel like definitely like it just redirected me. I now know what I want to do in life, and I'm pursuing it. And if it wasn't for that, I probably would have like, who knows? I probably would have gone on and like maybe had a girlfriend, like maybe just fell even more into lust. Like I don't know. Maybe I would have been that douchebag and like peaked in high school and like you know.
May as well peak in college.
I'd rather peak in college, like
that's the best time to peak.
In Hoke.
Let's go.
I'd rather peak in college, but no, I'm still not peak. Just catch me in 5 years when I'm like driving in Raris and like my license plate says CEO and I'm like just shitting on people. No, I'm playing. That's like another thing that I think about too, cause like did you guys watch the Super Bowl?
Like part of it. I didn't really like engage too deep into it, but it was alright, yeah.
Bro, somebody I look up to so much is Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, I don't know, like he literally like everyone's like celebrating and he's just like straight face, like 2 minutes left, like job's not finished. Like and I'm like, damn, he doesn't drink either. Like he's 26 and like he's so humble, and I think he like I don't know if this was true or not, but like somebody posted a TikTok of like his his postseason house, and it was just like some like modern home, like some like just chill like plain small little home, like he lives below his means, and it's like dude, like that's why I want to get right with God, because like when I do make it, I don't want to like just be saying all this, I'm gonna get back to the valley. I don't want to have this ego that's like I was so hurt and like fuck these people because they don't deserve shit from me, and like, you know. And it's like that's not the way I want to look at it. And it's like, you know, we're like, oh fuck these girls, like look at me now, like now I'm Dan Bilzerian with like every chick that I want, and like you know, but I don't want to just be like, I don't want to like, what do you know that like Greek story Icarus, where like he kind of just got too cocky and like flew close to the sun. Like I don't want that to be me, and like that's real.
That's why you need the process too, because like imagine like what would you do with everything? Yeah, if it was just handed to you, like what would you do with it right now? Like imagine if like you just like said a prayer, like God, like let me just wake up with a dream body. Like you wouldn't even know how to maintain it. First of all, like, you'd lose it in 3 months because like you don't know how to eat right, you don't know how to live to maintain it. Like it's like same with wealth. Like if you give someone like everything right then and there, it's like they're gonna crash and burn like 10 times harder, because it's like now you have the resources to like make it hurt. But that's why you need the process, honestly, of just like...
Because you knew how long it took. And I feel like that's all the better, too. Like, people who are just born into wealth, it's like you don't really appreciate that much, because that's your baseline. Whether it's like, how to work my like balls off for this, you know? And like, it's like, it just adds much more value than just... oh, here it is, right? Like if Alpha Elite, like I say this all the time, like I've had this conversation with my team, like if Alpha Elite came up to you, or like some Mark Cuban came up and was like, yo, I'll give you $10 million for your company right now. Like just buy it off you and like, let me do what I want with it. Like, no, because like I want that to be my legacy. It's like that's my little baby. Like I want it to be my legacy, and I want to fuck up a billion more times. I want to be in debt a billion more times. I want to fucking hate myself a billion more times, to the point of where like I saw and like I overcame, you know? Like I don't know, like and you know, I can like, God showed me so much through that process, and like not only will I love what I created so much longer, but it's like there's this quote saying like what comes fast don't last.
True.
So
yeah, like that makes me think of like the guys who do have it now, because like honestly for me personally, like I'll see guys like close to my age and I'm like, this guy's like a whatever, insert influencer, and it's like, well, he's 21, like, let's see where he's at when he's like 30. Like, not that like I'm preying on someone's downfall, but it's just like, you gotta be patient. Like, when it's your time, it's your time. Like, own race, own pace, and you just gotta like remember that. Like, when you need to have it, like, you will have it tenfold, like, every single time in any category across the board.
And I feel like, here's another hot take. I feel like guys peak in their 30s. Not peak, but like they're in their prime in their 30s.
Yeah.
Because think about it, like, what are girls doing in their 20s?
It's like getting around.
I mean, to put it in simpler terms. But yeah, like, it's very rare that you find a girl who's like wanting to go out there and like pursue business if it's not OnlyFans. Very rare that you find a girl who's like trying to like make it to Olympic sports or like trying to work their ass off to like make it to the MLS or like just WNBA. WNBA, and like isn't gonna rely on a guy, which is like at the end of the day, like I don't care if like my wife is like traditional and like she doesn't want to work. Like I to be honest, I prefer to just be a full-time mom. However, but just like in the point where you meet in life kind of goes back to like, bro, I'm not gonna meet my future wife at these mixtures that I have with these sororities or like at the bars in Newport, and it's like I'm part of the problem too because I'm there, but it's at the end of the day.
Well, it's a different mindset because like you can't go like out there looking like, where's my wife at? Or, like I'm here at this party like just to meet my wife. It's like, bro, honestly, like I'm old enough to know like my wife is out there, and she probably would hate me if she met me at this age. Like if she met me right now, she'd probably turn around and walk away because she's like, who the hell is this kid? Like who does he think he is? And that's like a good thing because it's like, all right, I know she has like a standard, and it's like up here versus like where I'm at right now, you know.
I 100%, like, my wife right now is, like, dying on the Stairmaster.
Yeah. Like,
she's fighting demons on the Stairmaster right now. She's studying for, like, some sort of nursing. This guy's trying to go to the gym so bad. Hey. Oh, Nico, should we drop your ad here? Hey, if you're an ABG looking for a cute ABB.
Bro, what is an ABG? What is that?
ABG?
Yeah.
What's an ABG?
Yeah.
Asian baby girl? Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
And then ABB is Asian baby boy?
Yeah.
Is it? So like basically Nico.
Gonna make some hella smart babies.
But what were we saying, bro? I feel like we sidetracked.
Something about wifey, I don't know. Like what you think your wife is doing right now? Like she's on the Stairmaster.
She's on the Stairmaster dying,
Yeah.
I swear.
That's valid, sorry.
No, you're
I'm
good.
sweating over here.
San Diego Padres.
Got it right, bro. What's something that you value, like in a significant other, or at least like in the idea of your head? Like what are some traits that you look for in a potential partner?
In a potential partner, damn, she has to be Christian for sure.
Yeah.
Like that's a given.
Yeah.
Like I need me a Christian wife, 100%. Because if not, I'm probably gonna go to hell. like I'm not even joking. Like you are who you surround yourself with, and like
Easily, yeah.
like dude, I need a Christian partner. What else? She has to be a gym rat. I feel like that's just a given.
Yeah.
I feel like because I get asked a lot too. Like what about like Pilates or like some sort of athlete or whatnot? I'm like, dude, I don't know. Like, I mean, obviously she's gonna be smoking hot, but like,
Fair enough, yeah.
but I feel like we also have to relate on like, cause I'm somebody who like loves to like follow my, like get my 8 hours of sleep and like get my regimen when I'm not on 3-day benders and stuff like that. Like I love being productive or whatnot.
When I'm not on 3-day benders.
When I'm not on 3-day benders. Yeah, when I'm
Yeah.
not playing die outside or on 3-day benders, I love to take my gym grind serious, and I feel like somebody who I can hit the gym with, or like, you know, maybe working to a goal, or like some sort of like somebody who maintains a fit and active, healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, you gotta have that.
Yeah, so Christian, some sort of like gym rat. Like imagine if she like dry scoop pre-workout and like just spit it into my mouth.
I was thinking like I knew you were gonna say that, bro. You know, it'd be hot. Like I don't know if you've ever experienced, but like when you just like see what a girl's eating for lunch and it's just like steak and eggs or like ground beef and eggs. That's like, I'm honestly just like attracted to that.
That's another thing
too, because it's not even just like, all right, she can lift some heavy ass weight, like she's got a dumpy. It's like also like, bro, like, cause I would prefer, I love cooking, don't get me wrong. Like I have, like I said, I'm backed up on content. Like I have like 2 Darty videos. I have 2 cooking videos to post still. This podcast is probably gonna be prioritized before that. But yeah, like I love to cook, but like if she can cook and like cook better than I can, cause like my friends clown me all the time because I eat dog food, bro. I'll just have straight up ground turkey in like a plastic Ziploc bag and just be eating out it. Like it's pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
And pre-workout, like you guys will see, like it's just I take pools of honey and then like I mob. But yeah, like if she can cook and like that's pretty hot. Like steak and eggs would be fucking hot.
Honestly,
or like
anything, bro.
some ceviche. I feel like, dude, I want to say going back to your ABB or like ABG question, like I don't have a type, you know, like dark skin, light skin.
No skin.
Blonde, blonde hair, blue eyes,
Yeah.
Latina,
Indian.
Asian.
What? I just gotta throw it out there. Gotta make sure you don't discriminate.
What else?
Vietnamese. I don't know.
Vietnamese, Koreans, Asians, yeah. But dude, if she's bad, she's bad. If she's has the intelligence, like that's even like yeah.
That's so attractive at the end of the day. Like when a girl like knows like what she wants and just like is not a brick wall. Like not to be rude, but like dude, there are some girls out there that are like blonde hair, like they got everything like when you're just looking at it, but then you talk to them and it's like I don't think this girl like has anything going on upstairs. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, lights are on, no one's home.
You know, I've been single for too long when like no girl has like yelled at me for like drinking too much or like going out too much. Like I've never had a girlfriend, so I've never had a girlfriend. I'm a situationship survivor, so.
Hey.
Have you had one?
I've had one girlfriend, but like since then it's just been like
What grade?
junior year of high school. I was already in San Diego.
San Diego.
Yeah. Unfortunate, honestly. Never go back. Once you go brunette and like doesn't work out, I feel like you just can't really go back to it. At least for me personally.
It's funny because like I'd like to think that like my wife is gonna have like blonde hair, blue eyes, because like, but I just want my wife to have colored eyes, like preferably blue, like preferably blue. Like I'd fall in love like 1,000 every time like I wake up next to her or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I want our kids to have that eyes too. Clip this in like 6 years when I meet her, but dude, if she can like speak Spanish or like some sort of like Latina, like that would be fire. Like a blonde hair, blue eyed Latina. Like I don't know, like are they in Spain? Like Barcelona? Barcelona, right?
They are in Spain.
Have you been?
I've been to Spain, yeah. It was insane, bro. Have you been to Europe? Bro, you gotta go. It's like, especially like at this age, there's just like so much to do for our demographic. Like you can go out.
What do you mean? So like, did you elaborate on so much?
Dude, like just like nightlife there is great. Just like concerts, like.
How are the churches, bro? I'm trying
Nah, there's some sick cathedrals, don't get me wrong, bro. Like in Barcelona.
to get right with it.
No 3-day benders, honestly, yeah. I'm just trying to get like,
Week-long
right.
benders?
Yeah, I'm gonna go visit the Pope too, see what he's got to say about that.
Dude, but no, yeah, like that's what I've heard. I heard like Madrid and Barcelona have like the blonde hair, blue eyed, like.
Bro, it's weird, because you'll see a girl that like in your head, it's like, it doesn't make sense for her to be speaking Spanish, because she looks like, she doesn't look like Hispanic. Yeah, because like when you see like Latina girls, it's like it makes sense. Like they can speak Spanish, but like you see like blonde hair, blue eyes, and she's speaking fluent. It's like honestly attractive. It's like, damn, like I did not expect that.
What's your number one turn off in a girl?
That's such a good question. Honestly, number one.
She smokes nicotine.
Honestly, no, I'm gonna say that. Like I was on a date with a girl, like going so good, and then like reaches in her purse, hits one of those, and I'm just like, oh no, you got me messed up. Like, not that like I don't like her.
What was your purse?
Something nice. Honestly, I know this girl had it like that.
$20 geek bar. Yeah. Was that a $20 geek bar? Some other dude bought for her.
Yeah. No, I'm like, yeah, you're just gonna blow it on my face. Like, no, it's cool.
Aside from that, what would be your?
Aside from that, just girls that are like hella rude. I don't know, or just like have like that whole like
Snob.
yes, snob kind of like entitled mindset of like
entitled,
when it's just like I obviously love taking a girl out. I love like paying for her, treating her right. But when it's like something you become to like expect, it's like nah, like I'm doing this because like I like you, not because I have to or like I owe you something. But like I feel like people get in their head about it and just like feel like they deserve everything on a silver platter. Like not that like they don't, but it's also like kind of it's a push and pull, kind of a balance to it.
Bro, it's funny you kind of say that because going back off that, like for me, dude, I feel like the reason why like I say I lose hope in society or like with girls nowadays is because like I feel like girls have been everywhere nowadays. And not like that, I'm just saying like they've seen the world. Like you go to like their highlights or like some sort of like their recent posts or like they're posting reels and they're like the Eiffel Tower is behind them, and then they're in some like mountain range and like
the Alps or something,
and then they're like Lake Como, Italy, and I'm like, when I marry you,
like,
where am I gonna take you? You've seen
gonna
everything.
Yeah.
Like you've seen everything.
That's
so like,
so real.
I don't know how the best way to describe it is, but like I feel like these girls nowadays are too LA for me. Like,
that's
are like they're posting. It's funny because like they're all posting like these aesthetic photo dumps of like Nobu and like some sort of sushi, and some guys pouring them like a $200 champagne. I'm like, bro, you have like 1,000 followers. Like, who's taking you? Like, do I have to compete with like? This is why I say like guys who hit their 30 in their prime. Like, do I have to compete with like Drake or some shit? Like, dude, who's taking you to these places? Or like, and if it's like a family trip, then like valid, like your dad like did good, you know, like fire, good, kudos to him, right? But like, it's like when I see like a girl who's too LA, I'm like, she's not my wife, because it's like, where am I gonna take her? Like, I need a girl who's here with me at the frat house. I'm eating some $2 canned chicken, trying to hit my protein goal, and then like if you see me at that and like you stick me out and like you believe in me and like you're there every step of the way, then it's like, all right, I'll give you the world when I'm balling, you know?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I feel like it partly comes from just like maybe where we grew up, because in my head I want someone that's like more homegrown.
Yeah.
Not that's like, it's okay to like go out and see the world, but it's like I want someone who's like gonna hold me down, like be there from ground zero kind of way, where it's like I don't want someone that's like, oh, I've made it and now like you want me. It's like, no, like that's also
I said this before, like that's my biggest fear. It's like when I do have everything I could ever ask for, that kind of goes into like obviously me being like a humble and more disciplined type of guy.
Yeah.
Like you are, like you reap what you sow. Like I'm gonna attract the type of people that like, you know, and I feel like, yeah, like if I'm on a yacht or some shit, like the girls in my DMs are gonna just be wanting me because I have the bread, right?
Yeah.
Because I have the physique, because I have the business, I have the clout. I'm just a name, right? But yeah, it's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be very hard to find that girl who like truly deserves myself. You get me?
Do you think you'll find that before, or like once you kind of make like where you want to be, like before like the come up or whatever, like where you are at now, or like once you've already made and established yourself?
I feel like it's very split 50-50. I feel like it'll be right. So I like to describe my life and like do my life like if you like kind of knew like the ins and outs of like my life experience, like my life is scripted 100%. Like it's just picture perfect. Like it's so weird saying this, like I'm not even being cocky, like when there's no way like I'm not gonna not be great in this road, and there's no way you're not gonna not be great, because like, you know, and it's like, dude, like my life is scripted, and like I refuse to believe like that I'm not gonna amount to anything in this life. I want to be a name, I don't want to be a number. And so I feel like ideally, I feel like it'd be 50-50, maybe in the come up, like just right before I, you know, right before it goes to the next level. Or it could be that like, you know, maybe there is this wholesome girl, like say I want to get back into acting, like I'm working on this new film or like this project or whatnot. And like for example, like I don't know about dating celebrities, like I feel like you're not too far off. Like for example, like who's to say like you can date Ariana Grande or like Madison Beer? Like you just need to make it. Yeah. You just need to make it, and like you're making to that realm. Like you know Zach Bia? Like Zach Bia, like he dated Madison Beer. Like, who is he?
Like, he's around all these celebrities for some reason.
And he dated Madison Beer and like stuff like that. And it's like you just need to be out there, put your name out there, like do whatever you're doing. If it's working, like you can be given the opportunity. So like I don't know. I feel like it's either I meet her on the come up, or I meet her when we're both looking for something and like at our best. So, you know, maybe she's just dialed in on her like her singing or acting career, and like I'm over here like trying to like, you know, establish my multi-billion-dollar business, like making deals to make it go international or some shit like that. Like both, like maybe she's like like Tom Brady, like he's Tom Brady and like just sells the American Victoria's Secret supermodel, and like
she's like the equivalent. But
the equivalent. That's what I'm saying. Right? Her own field. So that's what I'm saying. Like somebody who's already like put the blood, sweat, and tears. Because a lot of those people that like are goats, they have to put their head down and grind. Like there's not really like looking for anything serious at that point in time until.
That's so true, because I feel like at this age especially, like you have so much time, and like maybe you don't have the money or like the whole like every resource you need, but you have the time. So it's like, where do you want to give that? Like if you're feeding into like a 5-year relationship since you were in high school, it's like there's nothing wrong with that, but also understand that like you're giving away a lot of valuable time when you have a ton to like capitalize on and really like leverage. But I don't know, dating is tricky at this age for me, because it's like I'm trying to be careful just because I'm thinking of that. It's like, all right, like who do I want to surround myself with now? And like I want to be careful with like where I'm really putting energy and like intention into like building stuff. Because it's like, do I want to be building relationships right now, or do I want to be building like businesses and like pursuing like economic like freedom down the line, right? Yeah. But
would you do social media?
What?
Would you do social media?
I'm in the process of pursuing it right now. I've been kind of like.
Is this your debut?
Honestly, on like a podcast, yes. I've done like little ads for like some reels for this taco place. Shout out Lola55.
Lola what?
Lola55.
What is it?
Tacos in Carlsbad. Yeah.
I feel like I've heard about it.
You've probably seen on my like Instagram story. I posted it. Maybe you haven't, but I mean, I'd like to. For me, to be honest, like since my freshman year of college, I've been like pretty off social media. I haven't had TikTok since then. I've been like on and off Snapchat, and same with Instagram. So I'm kind of like trying to really figure out honestly who I am before I go out on a platform and just put myself out there, because I wouldn't want to like go out there on Instagram and just like push this narrative of a person that I'm really not. So it's really just like a process. But we've been talking about that, just like beginning to like create content and just go all in on something that I can like build, I guess.
You're gonna get shit on, bro.
No, I know I will.
100%.
100%.
Like I'm a shit on you. Yeah. No, I'm playing. No, I'm playing. No, but like you're gonna get shit on. No, and it's funny though, cause like you'll never be criticized by somebody doing more than you.
Exactly, bro. And I believe that 100%, because at the end of the day, like we were saying earlier, like it comes, like you have to be conscious of where it comes from. Is it a friend who's like stabbing you in the chest because they want you to be better? Or is it some stranger who's like just throwing coping and like throwing shit your way just because they're like, that should be me, and they're just like obviously coping about it.
Yeah. But I think it's funny you say that, because yeah, you're definitely gonna get shit on, but like if there's one piece of advice, like what helped me actually like kind of start and like just, well, I'm tired. Obviously like a lot of stuff behind my scenes, whether I was just tired of being mistreated by friends, family, girls, and like, dude, like they're gonna end up regretting it. Like I kind of already outgrew that, like using that as like fuel or motivation. Mm-hmm. You said something that I related to last spring, so I'm coming up on a year, I was in a very shitty place spring last year, my second year, like fraternity's on suspension. This girl fucking left me, and like she did me so dirty. My business is in debt, like thousands of dollars, like because of this whole outfleet shit, and like my drop, the decommitted collection, that like it wasn't until later I found out how to like market it in order to like for me to be comfortable enough to like put it out, and like, you know, I'm just like, dude, like what am I doing wrong? Buzzed my head like Nico, dyed it blonde, hopped on the 75 hard, and just put my head down. I didn't go out for 3 months. I had to say no. Like, dude, there's beauty in saying no.
Yeah, I love
like
this.
There's beauty in saying no, and like that's another thing too, is like I gotta figure out like what I like. I'm such a people pleaser, and it's like I don't want to let people down, but at the end of the day, I gotta put my foot down for my own sake, right? So I feel like that 75 hard kind of really drove me into like solidifying my foundations. Like if I don't want to go out, then I'm not gonna go out. You know, I have my other priorities right now. And there's times and periods of like where I'm gonna be more flexible with stuff, but I really gotta figure out who myself was. I really gotta see a lot of personal growth. So, I mean, I'm not saying you buzz your head and hop on the 75 hard or not, but you kind of create your own rock bottom in a sense that I kind of needed. I just kind of like, I just didn't feel worthy of like, I don't know, having hair, like, you know, having title of like being a CEO. Like I haven't done shit. Like I fucked up twice back to back. Like I hated myself. Like this stupid girl doesn't even want me. Like I just so much like unavailable, and it's just like if I'm not even cool with myself and like who I am, then like how can I expect that from the world? Which is kind of like stupid how I felt, because like obviously like, and that's like when I kind of felt the closest with God. Yeah. Kind of going back to your saying, like that's why at times where like right now where I am so content with life, I'm like I just know, everything on paper is going well, but like I could be a lot closer to God. Mm-hmm. But like I said, it's a work in progress, and like it really did help a lot. And like sure enough, like I think it was day 69 out of the 75 hard. Started creating content. Like it even so happened. I didn't even like plan it to be day 69. I'm doing content. It was day 69. I went to PB Run Club. I went to PB Run Club. I'm like, I'm gonna create a video out of it. And sure enough, like I just started. I'm like, I have time on my hands this summer. Let me do another one today.
Yeah.
Another, not expecting much, just more so personal raps. And like I had a private story, Road to Thad, and there's like 100 people who willingly joined it. So I'm like, dude, people just swipe up. Were you on that?
What is it?
Road to Thad. My 75 hard private.
I
think you were.
I was.
I don't know if I was on it, but I did see
I think you were on it, but there was like 100 people. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna spam the heck out of it because like I hate it. I hate it being annoying, but I'm like, dude, you see like Jake Paul and like everyone, like these people are just like it's working for them. Like they're just spamming and like that's the name of the game, bro. Like that's how you get reach. That's how you build an audience. That's how you show your persona and character. And like before, let me tell you another thing too, Nathan. This is for anyone else out there who is gonna like pursue social media. You're gonna see a decrease in followers before you see an increase. You're gonna lose like around 50 to 100 depending on like how many followers you have before you even gain one follower. And like I experienced that too, and it's a bunch of people. That's good though, because you're weeding out. You don't want those people that follow your content. They're gonna leave anyways, right? Whether they be haters, whether these guys too annoying. Like when you're on billboards, when your art is mainstream, when you're painting the next Mona Lisa, or like you're doing brand deals or whatnot, like you're modeling for Pumpn University, whatever it may be, Nathan, like they're gonna see you regardless. Oh shit, he's doing well for himself. Yeah, he actually did it. So like you're gonna lose a lot of followers before you gain a single one, but you're just cutting out the bad quality, you know? Like you want the good quality people, the people who are gonna be there and buy your shit. Cause you can have, I'd rather have 100 followers on Pumpn University and those 100% of the people are gonna buy my clothes 100% of the time than 100,000 and like only 50 buy each drop. Yeah. What is that? What's the point of that? You know, like quality over quantity, and like that organic growth is what's gonna take you far in life. Yeah. But it's gonna take time to win people over.
What was hard about like overcoming, like initially, like first, like maybe not when you were posting on your private story, but just like going on your Instagram account? Because like I don't know how long you've had your account for, but it's kind of like, at least for me, like a little bit like intimidating to just go out there and be like, I'm just gonna start throwing this stuff out there. Like, is that how it was for you?
It's so foreign. It's so foreign. For one, the biggest thing I struggled with wasn't happy with myself. Like that's why I buzzed my head and I'm like, dude, if we're gonna like, if I wasn't happy with myself, I'm like, dude, it was funny enough because it actually emerged from like a 3 week bender. Yeah. I knew I was gonna lock in and like I said, like this girl had done me dirty. I'm like, I'm just gonna go like
dark, man.
Like just bash it crazy. Like, dude, I just like emerged from like a 2-3 day bender and I'm like, dude, like I was just like the most insane anxiety, like dude, like it was just like my grades were shit. Like I'm like, dude, what am I doing with my life? Like it was just funny as fuck. And I knew I was gonna lock in over the summer because like I just kind of needed it after like some time to think. But it was one, I wasn't happy with myself, and then two was what people thought. Yeah. But are those people, you thinking about like those, what people are gonna care about? Like, are those people gonna pay for your bills? Are they gonna wipe your ass? Are they gonna just start that business for you? Are they gonna hand you $1 million? No. Are they gonna give you that next brand deal? No, they're not. Yeah. They're not. So you gotta take initiative into your own hand, and you just gotta start. And it's not gonna be perfect. Yeah. My shit's not perfect.
I feel like for me too, it's like when is the best time to start? But in reality, it's like the best time to start was yesterday, so start today. So it's like there's no perfect time. That's gonna be like, all right, today's the day. Like mark your calendars. Like that's not really how it works. It's like take the tools you have now and kind of just start piecing it together. Yeah. But that's so valid that you're saying like the people that are like gonna look at you and like give you shit aren't the ones that are gonna do anything for you. Like the only thing that they're gonna do is bring you like some sort of closure when they like your posts or whatever, and that at the end of the day, like that's nothing.
Yeah, and then like I said, like, if you're finding validation in other people, it's like you shouldn't. Like you should find validation from one God and like yourself. You knowing like every time I post a day, like twice a day or like 3 times a day because I said I would. Every time I hit the gym because I said I would. I'm like, okay, I'm reiterating this new person that I am and this new persona. It just becomes second nature. Like, for example, I used to be also so caught up, I don't want to annoy people. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I'd rather do the best quality in the world. And if it's not the best, then why am I doing it? Or like this and that. To a certain extent, like, yeah, that's like how you should think. But there comes a point where like, dude, I'm only posting once a month. Like I need to find some sort of outlet, some sort of other content to post. Post on your story every day. Start with that. Yeah. Post on your Instagram. Just what are you doing? Every day you're at the gym. Oh, Nathan's been dialed for a month straight. I've seen that. I'm seeing his progress. You surf. Post every time you go out to surf. Like just a random thought you have, or like the waves were shit today. Like I want to go home and eat some steak. Like you know. Get philosophical. And then like people, next thing you know, like one person's gonna swipe them and be like, yo, what's the best pre-workout meal, or what's the best, how do you get into surfing? Like, where should I go? And so you start building your community, responding to them, stuff like that. Like, just a little bit goes a long way, and next thing you know, you're gonna start creating reels, and like those reels are gonna flop, and you're gonna lose followers. Don't get scared, because you said you were gonna start posting, and you're doing it now. So you're literally validating what you said you were gonna do, and like you're adopting into this new persona.
Yeah, definitely like what I needed to hear, honestly, because like a lot of the things that you're saying have been like concerns. Even like, oh, I don't want to annoy my friends. Well, it's like, well, your friends are gonna be thanking you when you're paying for their dinner. So it's like, and yeah, they're at the end of the day, like they're not your friends. Like if they're like have some sort of feelings towards it. Would you say that like you really do build a community, like as a content creator, like where you are like interacting with people, not just like posting?
100%. I feel like it's definitely more like, for example, like maybe Snapchat. Snapchat's very underrated, and like dude, apparently like if you were able to monetize it, like you can make stupid amounts of money, like as much as like 2 million a month.
That's absurd.
That's like
all those on like the story.
Yeah, and they're literally like the stupid ASMR, like the gym fails pages, or like even just like, bro, even if it's like $10,000 a month just on Snap, like, oh, bad month, 10K.
That's absurd.
Dude, I don't think I've seen a grand in my bank account that's like not my business account in like years, bro, because like everything either just goes to like the fraternity, like college, and like necessity stuff I need, or like, you know, reinvested back into my business. So like it's like people hate on you till it works, and it's like,
True.
I mean, yeah, you definitely like those conversations, because then those people are gonna be the ones that like, for example, I post, oh, when you drop, I just teased that recently, and the likes come in, and it's like, okay, like maybe they are watching, because you have your typical like story followers and stuff like that, like people who watch what you're doing. You're like, you'll even have like, it's funny as fuck, because like at parties or stuff, like people I've never talked to, like they'll come up to me, yo, they may not say it through DMs, but like maybe they're a little less nervous because they're at a party or whatnot, and it's like, yo, they're like, I like your videos, they're funny, or like, keep doing you, or like just little stuff. And like even when I go out to bars, it's like one after the other. Like even people like, I don't know if you saw that whole fraternity series of like, I kind of trolled like the top 3 frats, like, you know, and there's people in like each of those chapters that like come up to me and like, dude, like I like your videos, like they're funny as fuck. And it's like, that's kind of what you need like in this community of like, people think like frat beef is real, or like, you know, they take it too far, but like at the end of the day, you're all here at undergrad for a degree, trying to make something in life, you know? Not everyone gets to come to a university or college and like join like an organization, or like, you know, get a degree. Some people are just like working at home, you know? Like,
yeah, for sure.
Like Nico. We're just gonna ask Nico if he had anything to say, but this guy off camera was just telling us right now, like, go ahead and tell him.
Oh yeah, so I wear his red Pumpn tank a lot, and yeah, I got a comment on it at EOS down in Oceanside. Basically, 2 guys came up to me while I was lifting. They're like, dude, that tank is fucking sick. Like, we need the website for it. And I just started telling him all about Jay's brand and all that stuff. And so he was saying how, like, when you wear it here, you know, you might get some criticism. But
yeah, people want to clown you at UCI, but it's like, I feel like the only reason why I'm talked about as much is because who else has a brand here? Like, it's everyone's here is just like very introverted, like just school. Like, yeah, like no, like very much introverted. So it's like, of course, like the one and only guy who so happens to be in Greek life and so happens to post content. Yeah. Literally 101, like no glaze. But it's like, of course you're gonna hate. Like I'm just saying that so you guys can like, you know, like you can amount to something too. And I'm not saying like you guys can't. Like just do it, bro.
No, honestly, like you can't, bro. Only Jay can do it. No. Is it good?
Is it good? Can you hear him?
No, I think good. Yeah, I forget what I was saying, but no.
Only Jay can.
Yeah, like, I mean, I guess everyone could do it at the end of the day, but like not everyone will, so I guess we'll see.
Yeah, but it's kind of crazy. Like, yeah, if you wear Pumpn University here, you're just a doofus, bro.
But that's good though, cause like, not that like 100% of the time, like all attention is like necessarily good attention, but like even if it's negative, like it's still like people are talking about you, you exist in their head. So it's like even if it's like negative, like you're still getting like views, people are still getting clicks, like you're getting clicks on your page, you're making sales. So like all publicity can be good publicity.
Yeah, I don't think there's any such thing, because you're gonna have haters and you're gonna have
No matter what.
supporters. I mean, just look at our president. Half the country loves him, half the country hates him. So, I mean, Jesus was the perfect man, and he still. Well, they crucified him.
Damn,
so
that's crazy. But yeah.
that's why I'm saying like it's never that deep, and like honestly like I feel like I was low key. We talked about a lot. I feel like that's kind of a good way to end it. I don't know if you have anything else to say.
I mean, honestly, not really, dude. I'm so glad that I got the opportunity to come here because I DM'd. No, I didn't. Yeah, we DM'd, but I commented like on your post. I was like, "Get me on the pod." You DM'd me like right away, and like I'm so glad we got to make it happen like within a week. So, dude, I love what you're doing here. I'm excited to see what you keep doing, but dude, I'm glad that we just got to catch up and just kick it. It was a great time.
So troll. We'll probably pop in my life. Who knows? Next week. No, I'm playing. Whenever, bro. But no, I'm glad he DM'd me, and like, dude, this podcast was honestly, I had fun. Probably one of my favorite to film. It's the first one of the year, so hey, I'm glad you took the initiative, bro. I didn't know this was something you were trying to like look into or gain experience, or like, you know.
I've been trying to like honestly get started in this realm and just like get on a podcast and just start somewhere, honestly. But bro, I couldn't fucking help myself from talking. But no, I'm kidding, dude. I honestly wanted to just come on here and pick your brain, and I think I did, and just got to know you from, not that I didn't before, but just like who you are now and like what you've done. So yeah, nothing really from me. What do you got, Nico?
Great podcast. Conversation was good.
Yes, sir.
Honestly, you guys are using like a lot of language that I was just like, damn, bro. Like, you guys.
You're like, Jay actually has brain cells.
Nah, just like.
Wait, frat guys have brains, guys. Like, not that anyone like ever said otherwise, but like, just know, Greek life is not what it seems all the time.
100%.
Yes, sir.
Wait, this is gonna get clipped so much, but I love it. That's why I love this shit. But hey, I'm glad you guys came. Like, I know it was still an hour, but we're gonna go lift right now and catch up a little bit off camera. And I hope you guys enjoyed this one. To be honest, it's another episode of What's Pumpin'. Let me know if you or anyone wants to be on this podcast. I have a couple other guests in mind so far, and it's 2025. Go get that shit.
Let's go, bro. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Yes, sir.
Peace out.
It's a wrap.